I am gonna dance my way in. You knew
Every
it was
time.
coming. Every time.
Whoa.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another month of us talking about some novels. So, we're talking again about You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews, and then we read a new Ursa Dax, Rescued by the Alien Bull Rider. And we're going to discuss these esteemed novels today. I'm quite excited about it.
Esteemed novels.
By esteemed
Okay.
novels, I mean not very esteemed novels. One pissed me off and the other one was fine, and that's my opinion. Anyway,
It was fine. Okay.
maybe I'm just grumpy. That's totally possible. I did wake up this morning. I felt like I got exhumed from the tombs of Egypt. Holy shit, my whole body hurts. I got a new job and I'm working on my feet again in person and running around a library, which is very different than sitting at a desk for 40 hours a week. So my feet hurt. And then I read a bad book and it rubbed me the wrong way. And that's simply the tea. Anyways, but I'd like to know what everybody thought about these books.
Before we talk about the books, I do want to say it is kind of crazy that since the last time we spoke, two of us have new jobs.
Truly, yeah. I was like,
And
that
one
turnover
of us is not far from it.
What, A?
We're all
Yeah.
kind of going through it.
Yes,
you
we
guys just got
are
out of
going
it.
through it. It's been a rough month,
Yeah.
I think, for everybody here at the function today.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
got new jobs. I got a talking to
Oh,
with a whole
excellent.
group. It was a
Oh,
wild time.
great.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great.
boy. Fun.
Yeah. I love working.
Yes. I will say my
If
new
there's
job
one
is
thing we love on
lovely.
this channel, it's being employed.
Love to be employed. I love a sketchy employer and some questionable colleagues. That's
Yeah.
great. Although my new job is so great, my new boss is so great, and my new coworkers are so great. So
Yay.
Good.
all good.
You
But just the
deserve it.
transition of changing jobs is such a headache.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yes, and true.
employment, fun stuff. Anyways, want to talk
I
about
don't
some
know why I did
alien
that right in front
smut?
of the mic. I'm sorry. Yes, I would love to talk about some alien
Oh,
smut.
here, I can help. I can.
Oh, fierce. Well, I don't have one,
Well,
so now I just have
well,
FOMO. So thanks for that.
There we go.
As previously texted. Oh, sorry. Let me cover up this brand. Cheers.
Yeah, geez Louise.
We're not sponsored here.
You can pay a certain unnamed drink with like what 23 authentic blend of flavors. As
$2 an
previously
hour.
texted in the group chat, I'm pretty sure that my period is on the way because I sobbed at this alien smut. Let's be so serious.
Dude,
I cried like
I've
4
done
different
that
times.
too with previous books in this series. It's like, I guess it's that time because this shit is not even sad, and I'm just over here blubbering.
Nope. Yeah. No. It was.
So.
It was. Yeah, this one got me good. This one got me the fuck
Really?
together, and I did. I don't know what it was.
That's so funny.
And I feel like, if I may guess,
Go for it.
I feel like Sam fucking hated this one, and I feel like Alea was like, it was okay. That's my judgment call.
Hate is such a strong word.
Sam, oh, I love that we can come and roast together
I
as
liked
friends.
Zorro.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked him. Everything else,
Everything else.
I liked.
I get it.
It's hard to say. Like, I didn't necessarily love them as a couple because
Mhm.
there was a lot of like miscommunication parts where I was just like, just
Yes.
fucking say it. Like,
Yes.
you guys keep talking about how blunt you are, but you refuse to say the thing. Why do we keep
Yeah.
talking about a sister relationship? I don't like it. Just like things like that. That I was
My
like,
Yeah, dude. My glasses askew sums up how I felt about that sister shit. Oh my god.
Perhaps, listen, I know we never do this and we're actually fucking terrible at doing this, but perhaps we should actually on this one give a
Talk about
little bit of
plot.
a synopsis of what this book
Yes.
is, because I feel like this is when we're out of context, everything sounds insane.
True.
As is the classic formula. Girl lands on planet, boy is an alien child murderer. Nope, sorry, murderer as a child, not murderer of children. And then they fuck about
Clear
it.
distinction.
But she's
Yes.
pregnant. That's the twist on this one. She is pregnant, and she had
Yeah.
it was from a one night stand, and her father kicked her out of the house. And then she heard about this planet where you can marry an alien, and she was like, "Well, damn, I need somebody to raise this fucking kid with me, and I'm good at
Mhm.
I live on a ranch. I know horses, so let's fucking go." So she goes on her own. She is not a part of the sanction program, which I did actually like.
Yes.
And then she happens to meet him, and they fuck about it
Yes.
after she has the baby.
Right.
Yeah, she's fully 9 months pregnant.
Yes.
That was
In like 2 to 3 weeks.
One thing I did think, though, as I was reading it, is I was like, Alea will probably appreciate that their romance takes place over the course of months. They don't just smash
yes.
in 3 days.
That's true. However, her getting to the planet and meeting him and the whole rescue bit, and then how quickly they were like, so we're gonna get married about it, was
Mhm.
too quick for me. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, I get Zoro's like, whatever. He's got the white eyes, he's down bad for her immediately, he's into her, she's desperate, needs a man, whatever. But like the first night she's there, she straight up sleeps in his bed with no clothes on. Doesn't know this man, is 9 months pregnant
Yeah.
on an alien planet, doesn't know his species, doesn't know what he's about. The way I was like, is the safety conscious concept in the room with us? Like, I hate to see that.
Yes.
You don't
I
know
did
this
think it was
man.
crazy she stripped down.
That
Yeah,
was
a
crazy.
pirate
Yeah,
named
that was wild.
Bones drops her off. And she's like, I
What?
trusted Bones. I can't believe he just left me.
His name is Bones, girl. You don't know him. Please.
I did
Oh.
think there was something nice to me, or at least like explicable, because some of these women in this series, I don't know that there was reason enough for them to be into the man,
Yeah.
at least at the start. And I think with this one, having a very clear, like, this is the first man literally ever in my life to look out for me,
Mm-hmm.
is maybe not healthy, but is at least understandable.
Yeah.
So I did kind of fuck with that.
I liked him. I thought he did a lot of nice stuff for her, and I do love that. We love a thoughtful king. I
Yeah.
like that he's smart because he used to be
Yeah.
a surgeon. So he's got like the medical knowledge, but he's also like making stuff for her, makes her clothes, makes a crib for the baby,
We
is
can't
looking out
talk
for
about
her,
the crib.
saves her fucking life 7 times. Like, he was a
What,
king,
Richie, you
and
don't
I
like the
get
horses?
it.
I
Too
saw.
much for you?
You don't understand. They said there are horses on the crib. I burst into tears, hysterical, immediately. And then I was like, perhaps I'm on my period. Perhaps it's coming. Because yeah,
Yes.
I don't think it hit that hard, but I
Oh
did
no,
like
it's super sweet. That moment
Mhm.
I was like, oh, love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I liked Zoro for the most part.
Mhm.
I felt like the writing was Ursa Dax was being like, he's so cold. He's not charming. He doesn't like anyone. He's I
Mhm.
hate everyone but you trope. But then
Mhm.
like immediately is like warm and kind and doing all these things. And I'm like, you guys keep telling me things that are clearly untrue.
Well,
it-
and also,
Right.
The deep
was
insecurity
he
of them
cold in
both
the
the whole
last
time.
books? I'm so like,
I don't think so.
I genuinely don't remember, but
I
I
don't think
don't
he likes
remember him
Hallam's
being
men.
off-putting.
Yeah, he doesn't like the men that Hallam watches, but other than that, he was fine.
Yeah.
I
And the
remember
last
him
time we really
being.
like, well, we
I
saw him
remember.
for Tasha's tour, and he was
Yeah.
fine.
Mhm.
And the only time before that was in the first book when he was like, "I have no interest. This program is stupid."
Yeah.
And
Which
that's
I think is fair.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
and
it.
when he saved Ten's life.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing is like, it's not that he's like unlikable. He's just bossy. He's just bossy, and he doesn't, you know what I mean? He's not like trying to be friends with the other guys. Like, he's like, I don't have friends. But he always comes in and like saves everybody's ass, and then he just goes home. It's like,
He's also the only one
okay.
that doesn't want to be a rancher. He's just like, I
Yeah.
actively don't like this job. And everyone
But
else is like,
he's-
that's great.
He's not
also
that
did
different from Sylar.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Is I don't think he was different from Sylar. I don't think he was different from Garrick.
Yeah.
It was odd to me that they kept trying to be like, and he's the cold one, and I was like, it's
Okay.
Disney's first gay character. Like, we can't have a million. He can't be the cold one when we already have 2 other cold ones that I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like he was very much like Sylar.
Jolene felt to me the most like a not even a self-insert in terms of like the author self-inserting, but like felt the most like a, you're supposed to be the character of all the characters. She
And
kind of
maybe that's
had
why I felt
nothing
so
going
repulsed.
on.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
you're pregnant.
fair.
She's
So much.
pregnant and she likes horses. That's
Yeah.
all we know about Jolene. Oh, and her
Yeah.
family history is sad.
She's got
but,
daddy
like,
issues.
Yeah.
she's got a lot of issues.
She's so
But-
insecure that it was almost insufferable to be with her for this long.
Mm,
I
was like,
will
I
say
get it, but
it did kind of spit the scene where her dad finally calls her and Zora was
Yes.
like, no, listen, bitch, she's not gonna say it because she can't talk to you like this, but I have no such compulsion. You're a bitch. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, that's nice. That preaches. I got why she was into him. I don't know that I got why he was into her.
Yeah.
I think any alien who looks at an available female for the first time is instantly going to be like, and that must be the one.
And they
Because
always
I'm
are
desperate.
like, well, I didn't feel this way when I saw the other wives, so I get, and it's like, all right, okay,
And it's
say
like-
she's high. It's fine to think she's high, and that's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I think also it's just, well, I know that they're taken, therefore I have no interest. And it's like, okay,
Right.
well, it's just like a respect thing where it's like, yeah, you acknowledge that they're pretty, but because they're already, they are kind of, it's almost giving like trying to be fated mates
Yes.
every time, where it's like they're
Mhm.
destined to be together. But I think if she landed with any of the other men on Halim's side, it would have been
Same
the
deal.
same story.
Mm-hmm.
Just
It's
maybe
true.
not a bull rider. Which honestly, I wanted to come into play more.
He's not even a bull rider. He's a
Yeah.
surgeon. It was a
Have it
one-off scene.
True.
But I do like that he's smart, and I like that he was really helpful with like the birth stuff and like after with the like taking care of the baby and being up with the baby. And Sam's like, I hate this birth shit, and I get it, but I appreciated that it wasn't like crazy graphic, and I liked the cute stuff with
Yeah.
him and the baby afterwards. That was
Yeah, I
cute.
think
I
if
felt
you
like he was a good dad.
I think if people like the step parent romance, the single parent romances,
Mhm.
Mhm.
if women typically enjoy men who are just like good with kids,
Mhm.
I see the appeal, I get it. But at the same time, for me, I was just like, it's a little too much.
Yeah.
But that's because I was more
I-
repulsed by a lot of it, and that's very much a me problem.
I'm torn on this one because I think that despite the fact that this book did feel different, it felt more the same to me. It felt more copy paste to me, and I'm not sure why, because we didn't have our natural disaster.
Yeah,
That's true. That's
No
We
true.
didn't have our
Thank God.
misspeaking of the clitoris.
No, but you
Although
did get jammies.
we can fucking talk about jam dildos later. I can't with this. I can't with this.
That
thing.
was
Ursa, I'm
awful.
fucking,
That was bad.
I'm fucking done.
Every
In the
time I
group
get
chat.
Every time I get
Awful.
to the clit stuff, the pajama stuff, or the group chat, I want.
Yep.
I think
To
of Richie
die.
every time, and then I just go, "This is unbearable."
Me
It
too.
is.
And then I think about how
Me too.
you're experiencing it.
Yes.
No, and like I just don't understand. What, and we've talked about this
And it's
at
mostly Darcy.
length now.
Yes.
Oh,
we-
Darcy's so fucking annoying in the group
It-
chat,
it-
and
I
I
know.
really like don't
Like the more that
understand.
the books goes on, the more I'm like, I don't like Darcy. And even though I enjoyed their book in the time that I read it, it keeps going further down the more that I have to be around her. But I also want to say about the group chat, one thing that really bothered me in this book, which is such a small gripe, the fact that Magnolia never said anything about her name dropping Sal's bar and her being like, we have a connection?
Yes.
What do you mean? Never brought up.
I didn't even.
They
think
never have
about
like
that. You're
a
so right.
one-on-one chat about it. Nothing.
Mm,
Made me so mad. It's like Magnolia is the
true.
girl that makes the friends. What are we doing?
The group chat. Okay, to me, the group chat feels deeply out of character
same.
for all of them.
Yes.
And I hate that because I do think that I think it feels like the names are swapped. You know, if Magnolia was the one who was popping off and being like, "Ooh, the dick, the caps lock is on," I still wouldn't like it. It would still be annoying, but it would at least make sense for who she was. But Darcy being that person doesn't make sense. Magnolia talking the least in the group chat doesn't make sense. I don't understand why Cherry is like the mom of the group for some reason. Being like, guys, we have to like welcome her into the fold. Like, what? Who are you
That's
people?
Pop's
Because
job.
you're not the characters who were in these other books. I don't understand. And
No.
maybe they're trying to show like, well, they've changed since marrying their
growing.
alien husbands. But like, what? What are you talking about? I hate that part. I really do. And the pajamas is
Awful.
I
Criminal.
did appreciate.
so annoying.
It's hard because I did not like most of the scene, but I did really like when she's like, "No, don't want a dildo." Actually, wait, show me first.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
okay. And she's like, "Is this wrapping paper?" He's like, "It's not wrapping." She's like, "Okay, sure."
But again,
But I feel like she could have been shorter. Could have like gotten to the end result much faster.
Mhm.
Also, how hard is it to learn a word?
okay, here's the other thing too, though, is I hate, and this is a very, like, honestly, and I'm sorry, Ursa Dax, girl, you know I love you. It's like one of the things you learn in screenwriting classes that is like a sign of a bad writer is instead of clarifying or putting a button on a scene, everybody just kind of is like, oh, you. And every single time the fucking miscommunication, sorry, there's a fly flying around me right now. And I'm like,
I have one of those too.
someone. But instead of being like, so the word is pajamas. I'm gonna need you to say it back to me right now. Pajamas? Okay, locked in. They're just like, oh, that's so silly.
It's so silly.
Even Tasha being like, he's never gonna learn that word. What are you talking about? That's a grown man. What are you saying?
Like, please, the bare minimum.
It's
also, I didn't like the goofy, weird sexual word they used is so far from the real word. It's like, what? You just wanted to have a dick joke in there, and we didn't need it, and it was distracting, and I hated it. And also when they had the like Zoom call kind of with fucking our pregnant girl whose name is escaping me in the moment.
Jolene.
Thank you. Jolene, when she first got there, Fallon was so out of character for that whole scene. It was so weird. Everybody felt wrong, and I didn't like it.
I fear that the longer this series goes on, she's making me like the former books less in retrospect, and I don't know how she's managing to pull that off.
I like the previous books, but I don't want to see the characters again.
No.
Because, except for Tasha, when she's there in person, that's the only time I'm like, that's fine. But all the previous couples, it's like, I don't really want to see you again because I know she's going to fumble it.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
I'm okay with Magnolia and Jaya being in a group chat and talking to the new people that come in. Because I thought they were like, they're normal and cool and it's not too much. But I feel like they can give insight. I feel like Magnolia can bond with a lot of the people that come in, especially like they had a connection in the other life and they just didn't talk about it. It's like, that's where I want to see them.
I did like the moment where Magnolia was like, hey, keep in mind that I'm a nurse and I can help if you need.
Yeah.
I was like, that's great. I would actually have loved to see that. If she was like, okay, Garrick, we're fucking hopping on a shoulder and we're heading over because like this bitch is pregnant and we're not letting her go through this alone.
Yeah,
instead of being like,
robot
literally, being like, normally I have people there, but this robot works, I guess. And then we just never mentioned that again. I was like, wouldn't it have been cheaper to fucking just have Magnolia ride for a day?
Not to mention, we're getting a gynecologist in a couple of books.
Yeah.
Didn't see
this was the time to introduce her as well.
Yes. Well, and I liked that, you know, he was able to do the C-section, take care of her and stuff, but it was kind of weird that nobody else was there for the birth. Because I kind of thought at least Warden 10 and Tasha would be there because they have the slicer thing and they can go fast.
Yeah, the fact that she sent
why
them
is it just
away,
them?
like 2 days before or whatever, like immediately was like, send them away. Now let's have the baby. And it's like, why not just keep them there? Why not have the support? This is like the time for community. It's a baby.
Or at least have Magnolia there because she's a nurse. I mean, that would make, why are you having gynecologists and nurses and then they're not there for the birth part?
Which I fear deeply with the, oh, well, we got to get the supplies even if she decides to leave because we're going to start popping out some hybrid babies.
I read that and I was like, oh, Sam's going to be so fucking pissed. Also, I didn't love, and I guess it's fine, I guess it's whatever, but the fact that it was like Warden 10 and Tasha where like the implication was like it's going to be them, and I was like, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. I guess maybe it's fine because Tasha's the only one who's not fucking 6 years old. These women are so young.
They're like the only ones I think that are semi-middle-aged, but even then, I don't remember if she's actually in her 30s. I think she's like 27.
Well, it's better than being 23. Jolene's like 23, dude.
Yeah,
She's
Jolene
so-
I think is 22. So is I think Darcy and Cherry.
By the way, nice
Magnolia
little
might be a little bit
throwaway
older.
line when they were like, and yeah, STDs have been eliminated in this world. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't have to worry about pregnancy here.
Right,
STDs are cured.
Okay.
Also, can we talk about how
Also, how is not everybody pregnant yet?
Literally,
I
did
was
they
just
not
gonna
talk
say,
about-
because
How does that work?
Jolene talks about her birth control like she thought it was still
It
good,
sounds
and
like
it
she had an
wasn't.
IUD situation.
Yeah.
Well,
where
and
it's like
none of
she-
them have talked about birth control at all in
No.
any of the previous books, and now all of a sudden they're talking about, well, what if somebody gets pregnant? Y'all should all be pregnant by now if that was a possibility.
Yeah.
I didn't know what we were doing there.
Like,
We've
I
never
hate
discussed
to
it.
be graphic on the live, but when I'm picturing these blowjobs, the amount that they're swallowing
Seriously,
concerns
though.
me.
Thank you for
Yeah.
So
bringing
if
this
that's
up.
happening,
All the time.
They seem-
Literally all the
you
time.
gotta be pregnant.
They seem.
Yes.
Listen, I was
It must
wondering
not
if
be
it's just because I'm
possible.
gay, and I just don't know how this works. It
No.
seems like a lake, my guy. What are we doing?
That's-
Like, it seems like a
that's-
lot.
Yeah.
They're making it intentionally like that because it's an alien thing, and like
Mhm.
that's like how their species is. But
I don't
also
like
when
it.
they had a
Is that a
spicy
common
scene,
trope in like alien smut? Is, like,
yes, I've read that
okay.
before.
Okay.
Yeah, well, in Monster
didn't
Romance,
know
where
that.
it's like a
Okay.
lot for no fucking reason because
Okay.
he's a dragon or some shit. Yeah,
Okay, so are women like into this?
I
Is that,
don't
like, a
know.
common
I
trope?
don't know
I
what
didn't know this.
I've
No,
heard of
well-
it. I've read it before. I don't really know why we're doing that. I don't think we need to do it,
No,
but it's
Nope.
happening.
preferably not. Actually, I really want one of these characters to be so far asexual that's just like, that's gross. That's too much. I don't. No, thank you. Actually,
Yeah.
just to bring some like rationale to this, because every time I'm like,
It's a lot.
I also, can I say, I really hate. It's an alien.
Yeah.
Hello, hi. I really hate the and it's been like 3 books now that this has happened, and I actually really am starting to get like fucking annoyed. Just tell them what the cocktail is. If you're gonna fucking talk about it 24 goddamn 7, stop being
Seriously.
like, stop saying the phrase and then pretending like you're being coy about it. Like, it's
Yeah.
so irritating to me. And I think maybe that's one of my like bigger problems with the group chat is every
Mhm.
time them being like, you'll see, girl, you almost ripped his dick off because you thought it was a snake. Can we give the bitches some warning? Because the entire premise of the group chat is like, we're here to support each other, except we're kind of doing the middle school mean girl thing where we all know something and we're going to laugh that you don't know it
Yeah.
and you'll
you
figure
have
it
to go
out.
through,
Like,
this
what are
weird
we
initiation
doing?
process.
It's weird. Like, why are we hazing people with our husband's dicks?
Not to mention, she.
That's a crazy phrase right there.
Am I wrong?
No,
You're
gonna
not
look at me,
wrong.
You're going to tell me that I'm wrong?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I do
It's
think
weird.
it's also annoying that it keeps happening because it's like it's cute if it's like, oh, you guys are the cocktail hour because ha ha ha. I read the book. I know now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like, you have a book. Just read the book, and then like
The book isn't
handle
done,
it
isn't it?
the same way that
Yeah,
Jolene
she
did,
didn't
like,
get anything.
She was
Mm-mm.
like, "Can I see it?" Cool. Now I know. And I asked you a couple questions about it. You don't have control over it.
Yep.
Like we have like a very adult conversation about different anatomy, and then like they got it on, and it was fine.
Mhm.
It didn't need to be what it was because she handled it like it was nothing. She was like, "Okay,
Yep.
sure,
Yep.
I read the book.
I
It's
did
fine."
think it was kind of funny when he was like, "Please do not talk to it like it's a pet. Like, please don't talk to my
Yes.
dick like that. That's insane."
I also thought it was really funny when he's like, "Well, if she calls the baby girl, what do I call her? Adult female? That's not very poetic."
Yeah.
Also,
I liked
so
his perspective.
supposedly cold. The way I don't even remember what all he said, but he was like, "You're a storm. You're the eye of the hurricane. You're." And I was like, "Who is this?" Like, it was so out of nowhere, and then he never did it again. And I was like,
Yeah.
"I guess, cool," but this one was weird. I did cry a lot, but this one was weird.
It was weird. I wanted more banter between them. I don't know. The whole thing with like the miscommunication of her being like, "Oh, he likes me as a sister. Like I'm so insecure. Like he doesn't like me like that." It just ruined the chemistry because like you know they're into each other, but they're not having banter. Everything is about the baby and prepping and him trying to like woo her. But it's like, can I get more chemistry? Can I get more
Romance?
Yeah.
I don't know. And listen, maybe
don't know.
this, how do I say this? Just
Maybe don't
because
fall in love
you
with a guy you
remind
think.
him of his sister doesn't mean he sees you as a sister. And she
Literally.
jumped to that conclusion very quickly. In
I
the
was
same
like,
way
where'd
that
you
if a
get that?
girl has daddy issues, it doesn't mean she thinks you're her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, where's she getting this from? He never
Like,
once said that at all.
or
He
Yeah.
just
implying it,
said,
or He
You
said my
literally
sister
just
was also pregnant once, and she was like, I guess I'm getting sister zoned. What are you talking about?
truly.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you guys both just slept with dudes who sucked and left you when you were pregnant, and that's what he
Yeah.
was saying. Like he
Yeah.
gets it because he's seen it before, and it
I was
pissed him
also
off.
like expecting something much worse to have happened with the sister that caused
Yeah.
the murder to happen.
I thought
Yeah.
she got
Because the way that
assaulted
it
or
sounded like
something.
she didn't exist anymore. And I was like, okay, well, Jolene's like, she's dead, so I'm like a
Yeah.
replacement to redo it. And then
And
I
I
was like,
think that
she's
would have been
totally
more
alive.
understandable. Yeah, she's
Right.
fine.
Totally fine. Happy and did not care about her brother whatsoever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't love the reunion at the end where they're like sending letters. And it was like so touching. I was like, is it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of cute because they haven't talked in like 15 years or whatever.
She's 10 years older than him, though.
I don't know.
I also think that like we this was a weird one where I don't normally feel this way, where I'm like, I wish we had more about the murder,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it felt very rushed to me.
Yeah.
Where
It
it was
felt
just
like I have to tell her this story, but I
yeah,
can't justify it very well, so we're not going to talk about it for very long.
yeah.
Because it's not really a good enough reason. We just have to get over it.
I do frankly think that because we've been asking for like an actual murderer, and I think we kind of got that here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I did actually like, I was kind of like hyped up when he was like, I could have saved him and I didn't.
Yep.
And I was like, oh,
Damn. Okay.
okay.
Literally got punched once or twice and then immediately killed him. Or like immediately cut his throat or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah, slit his
That's
throat
quite
and then was like, and I was a surgeon, so I fully watched him bleed out and could have helped and didn't. I was like, that's kind of gas. I wish we had
Yeah.
like stuck
Yeah.
on that a little more.
and
Honestly,
only do it
I
because
liked it though.
of like tarnishing the family name. It's like, that's
Yeah.
quite the leap.
Yeah,
But no, he has to be good because the baby.
yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I think
I don't
that
know.
Her having no hesitate, because like, listen, some of them like I can't. Oh my god, I can't remember who it was.
Like Oaken, who didn't do anything.
Well, Open who didn't do anything, but also no, I guess it was Garrick where he was like,
Mhm.
yeah, my dad was gonna beat Oaken to death, and so I killed him. Like
Yeah.
that
Well,
makes
little
sense for
self-defense
Magnolia to
thing.
be like, oh my god, you were a child, I feel so bad. If I'm pregnant and I've agreed to marry this man, we're already taking a lot of leaps, but if I'm pregnant
Yes.
and I'm agreeing to marry this man, and then I find out he's a murderer, and I'm like, okay, right, yeah, sure. And then I'm like, what happened though? Because you were a kid. And he's like, oh, well, this dude fucked my sister and then dumped her. And so I slit his throat and left him to watched him bleed out on the floor. And she was like, okay. What do you mean, okay? Like, for her to have a reaction to the fact that he's a murderer, but not have a reaction to that, like, just blatant murder, like, because it didn't feel very, like, reasonable to me for that murder was not like something you can really explain away. That was just a murder.
Yeah, and to just be like, oh well,
she could have either not reacted to the being a murderer and then not reacted to that murder, or she could have reacted to the murder and then reacted to, oh my god, no, you actually were just you just did murder someone. But having like one and the other when it's like basically the same shit he said, but for some reason she freaked out at one and not at the other, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting, I guess.
I think it was the reasoning. Like when he said like, you know, what the guy did and how he like basically got his sister pregnant on purpose just to like ruin
Which
her.
is fucked.
I was like, that's sickening as fuck. And I would also be pissed off, but I don't know if I would kill him about it.
I don't think I'd leap to murder, no. And then I think the justification of like Ursa Dax / Jolene of being like, well, she's pregnant and that could have been her. And if she had the chance for somebody to like save her reputation, maybe she'd be okay with it. And so like for that reason, it's like fine. It's like
I don't know.
And I'm absolutely speaking out of turn here and being completely out of pocket. So like I'm sorry to Ursa Dax if I say something implying that you don't know what you're talking about and you actually do. I don't know your business, but Sorry, my cat's trying to move. But in my experience, people who have been through violence from other men usually don't need more violence as a response. I feel like that's a very classic like guy thing. It's like, oh, that dude hit you, I'll beat him up. And it's like, well, I don't actually
Yes.
need more beating up in my life. I'm actually good on that front. I've seen enough violence, brother. And that's kind of
Yeah.
what that felt like to me, is it was like, okay, so he like did, because the guy did something like violent and violating and gross and awful, but your response was to match that energy. And I don't know if I personally find that hot. But I guess I'm not Jolene, so what do I know?
Yeah, it really comes down to, like, this is a desperate enough woman who's going through a lot of hormonal problems. Choice. It's a part of the natural cycle of it, but problems isn't the right word exactly, but you're going through a lot of hormone changes, and you're in such a desperate place because it's either this or a shelter. And it's either marry a lonely man or be in a shelter that you're not going to be happy with just because you like horses. And it's just like, it feels almost predatory of like a very vulnerable young girl to be like, yeah, totally kind of low-key killed somebody a little bit in cold blood, but like, it's fine because now we're here.
But I also feel like it was kind of a weird thing where it was like, I don't feel like I really blamed Zorro. I do feel like I kind of blamed Ursa Dax. Like, it didn't even feel like the character was the one. It felt like the narrative was the one trying to tell me that this was cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know that it is, Diva. I really don't know. Oh, this fucking fly is gonna kill me. I'm so mad. I'm so angry. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. This one was weird. There were things that I did like, and I think that of the men, I think Zorro is like up there. I actually think I liked him a lot. In terms of the women, I don't know that Jolene exists on my ranking because she was nothing.
Yeah. I agree. I think I really liked Zorro. This book had some moments that I genuinely like laughed out loud. I'm obviously like not a pregnancy person. I don't really care for like motherhood and baby stuff. Like, it doesn't really do it for me. But I can see the appeal for a lot of readers. This is, I think, like the 4th highest rated of the series. So I think it makes sense. Yeah, bring her back.
Maisie. She's 19.
Yes. 19.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
She's so cute.
You're cute. Did you know?
So right.
She's like, I've been hearing that for 19 years, bro. Shut up.
Oh my god.
Pick a new adjective.
She said, I have no time. Well, I called her stinky earlier. She got her feelings hurt, so she wouldn't talk to me for a while.
Oh, well, that's upsetting.
Yeah. But she is stinky. What are you going to do?
Well.
Sometimes you're stinky. Yeah, I don't know. This one was very high highs and low lows, I think, for me. Yeah. Because I will say, as I really like a sick fic, that type beat, and this felt like that, and I was like, I fuck with that. I do like that, and I do fuck with a book about motherhood. So there were a lot of elements that I think were kind of like tailor-made for me. But there was a lot of cringe shit in this one, and I don't know that I normally walk away from these thinking that they're cringe. Normally I'm like, maybe they are, but it's in like a fun way. And this one I was like, I don't know if it's a fun way. I'm kind of having a bad time a little bit.
Yeah, some of the spicy scenes I thought were good. Some of them I was like, I don't like this. And I loved the beginning when he saves her. I was like, fierce, hot hero, get it, king.
And they started with such good communication that just disappeared. Yeah. But it started so strong where she's like, hey, right up front before you make a decision, I want you to know I'm pregnant. And he's like, hey, before you make a decision, I want you to know I killed someone. Like, they were pretty upfront with each other. And then as the relationship started to develop and get deeper, they just stopped talking about things. And I was like, no, that's like the opposite of what you do in a relationship. Is now you need to be more open about your insecurities.
I fear that Ursa Dax doesn't know how to write friends. Yeah. And I think that's becoming more of a problem.
Disagree. I think Jaya and Oaken were great friends before they became full lovers.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'll take it back.
There was speed running within it, but
yeah,
I think that's why I liked it.
Yeah,
but that's the only one.
I think in this one it was like, well, the girls don't really seem to be friends, and the partners don't really seem to be friends, like any of them that we're seeing, and like I also am growing a little weary of the concept of I like all of these women are turning into the like oh you like sitcom wives.
Mm.
And I fear that it's a little bleak for to in my opinion, because most of the people that I know who are in successful marriages don't suddenly just kowtow to every single one of their husband's needs. They don't like become a different person once they get married. Like if they were friends before, then they stay friends, and if they like they still speak and respond to each other in the same way. It doesn't turn into this like energy that I don't like. Hi, Jace.
Imagine the last book in the series is like a horror novel, and it's like these alien criminals actually have been evil the whole time and mind controlling them to be submissive wives, and it becomes like a trad wife commentary.
It might be good. Maybe that's the Warden Hallam book.
Oh,
That's the big reveal.
I'm nervous for that one.
I'm growing more nervous by the day. With every book we read, the
But
more I'm like, I'm gonna.
I
hate
still
that
am
one, huh?
excited about the saloon.
Yeah,
Me
I think
too.
that will be
I don't know.
good.
But isn't that with the gynecologist? Isn't that going to be a
No.
bad time for you?
No, no, the gynecologist is with Hallam.
Hallam.
Oh,
That's like a double whammy.
Sam, you're going to have a bad time.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yikes.
Sam, that's going to be awful.
But no, it's the disabled girl and the disabled saloon owner.
Yeah.
You got
that's
like
gonna be
chronic
I forgot.
pain, I think, and then
My
missing
favorite
his
trope.
arm.
Guys, just so you don't forget,
But there's no
disabled people
ranch
can
stuff.
only end up with each other.
Truly.
That's the rule.
Well, you can't understand where another person is coming from if you two are not going through the same thing.
I am making the world's biggest jerk-off motion off camera right now. Ridiculous. I don't know. I like this series. I want to have fun.
I know.
But
I feel like this one was
not fun.
Yeah, it was rough. It had like all the things we didn't like about the other ones, and not as much. Like, bring back the energy of Garrett and Magnolia, please, and Killian. Like that, I wanted more of that.
I fear we peaked there.
I miss that energy of like, it's not just we're cohabitating and not communicating. It's like, can I have some banter? Can we have some more shit going on?
Yeah, I think that this one slots into the first two books a lot more than the last three, if that makes sense.
Also, hey, we need to talk for a second about a lore drop that happened in this book. Sorry, you said Magnolia and Garrick, and I remembered something suddenly.
Killian
so they
trying
become
to show his full ass?
Well, that too, but that reminded me. If he was 15, he would have been tried as an adult.
Yeah.
Killian's 13. So he's not like a kid. He is like fully like the human equivalent of like 15, 16.
Yeah.
And
it's weird because the way that he was written in Magnolia's book, I was like,
he was
8. I thought at first he was like 15 years old type of age, and then they were like bathing together, and I'm like, oh, so must be much younger to like 8, and then it turned out he was like 12 or 13.
Yeah,
but he's acting significantly younger, and I'm like,
yeah,
but they age quickly and also live longer, because like I want to say 10 is in his 40s or something, but his maturity level is like 30.
The ages are growing more confusing by the day, and I actually kind of wish that Ursa Dax would stop talking about it, because I only have more questions. Like, I either need you to give me a full-on like graph. I need an afterword in this book that's like, okay, here's how their aging works.
I would also like a map.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Where are we?
I'm so confused.
I don't know who Zoro's close to.
Why is everyone 78 days away from each other unless they need to get there in 2 hours? It just feels like the more and more we learn about the world, the more and more it is revealed that the world's rules operate off of plot convenience.
Yes. Because it was, it'll be 2 to 3 days for us to ride you to the Warden.
Mm-hmm.
and then they showed up within a couple of hours, same day, on the slicer. I'm like, the slicer's not that much faster than the horses.
The slicer is
not
a
how that
fucking
works.
light speed rail, apparently.
I'm just like, also the way
Not enclosed. Also, can I say, if it's that fast, then Tasha's dead.
Literally.
I swear
it's a Sky motorcycle.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. When I pictured Jaya on it, I pictured a fucking
horses
spaceship.
are not that, like, I mean, listen, they are obviously, they can go different speeds, but, like, not to that ratio.
I don't know about all that.
I truly don't.
But a map would be really cool. And also, like, is Zorro closer then to Warden 10's, like, station? Because I know Oaken is out in the mountains, and so are Magnolia and them. But then Sylar and Fallon aren't that far apart. And then Hallam's stuff is not even, like, they're far. They're not close. I don't know.
I'm getting a little lost in the sauce about the world building. And it's a bummer because I think if you go back and you look at our other stuff, I think it was like book 2 where we were like really excited about the world building and we're like, this is like shaping up to be really cool. And like then the more that
when
I learned,
Tasha was like, I'm going on a journey, we're like, hell yeah.
Yeah. But then we met Hallam's guys and that was kind of weird, and Hallam's weird.
Hallam's so weird.
And then it's like, well, where is Zorro at? Because then he also went to Hallam's. It's like, who is he close to? Is he close to 10 or is he close to Hallam's? Because those aren't close to each other either. Is he in the middle? I don't know.
I also listen, I guess I don't need everything to be like found family looking ass, but like, wouldn't it be nicer if they were close so they could have little dinners and we could have interactions between the characters and not these fuck ass group chat? Like,
I know. Like, and I think the lack of community amongst the women is weird because
that's what I picture.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like, can I get something like
but
that?
They're like all far apart, but I know that Sylar and Fallon are kind of close.
Yeah.
Like, and then Garrick's place burned down, so now he's in the mountains, which are like
with
the opposite.
Oaken, which is
I know
far.
Zorro's on the border of Hallam.
But it also makes me wonder how large their property is.
Yeah,
because I mean it's a ranch, so it's like it's probably like a couple acres, but it's like, and then you just have no help. Wouldn't it make more sense to have one big fuck off ranch and all of them are working on the ranch?
Well, I think the ranches are going to
be fucking Yellowstone,
like a lot of acres, but still, having them closer together still makes it more convenient when stuff happens, like the birth and whatever. It's like, where's the community? We need
the person who tried to come and kidnap / kill Cherry. Like, if you guys were a little bit closer together, a lot of things wouldn't be happening. If the warden could get to you in the case of emergency, when a fire
but he does. But he does. Is the thing is like he can fucking teleport. Like he's always just there. It's like I'm half convinced that Warden 10 doesn't have a house. He just hops on his slicer and just roams the earth, and that's kind of his bag. Like
we've never talked about his house.
No, they get married. It's a courthouse.
Yeah. Like, where are they actually living? Because Tasha's there. He doesn't have a house as far as we know.
No, because they never even mention, they're like, yeah, we go to his office for, like, the weddings and stuff, but they never mention, like, and his house is, like, to the left. It's not like it's, like, off of his house. They never mention.
I didn't know if his house was above,
property, but
like, upstairs in the building.
He lives in a fucking bachelor pad above the office, and Tasha was like, nice, this works for me.
Literally.
We're gonna have kids here.
The library's boss is married to Ursa Dax. Okay.
I've not heard that before.
Interesting.
And I also found out that she does design all of her covers herself. She does the art for her own covers, which I think is cool, except for
that's rad.
Hallam.
Except for that one.
That one looks weird, yeah.
She did do the OBGYN dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, tough. Rest of them, great.
Guys, I have a dumb question that I should have Googled before I got on here. Is it true that redheads need more anesthesia?
I don't know. I was wondering about that too. I was like, I've never heard that in my life. What is that?
Wait, that's giving.
I don't know.
Giving black women don't need as much pain medicine as white women because black women have a higher pain tolerance. Like, it's giving weird energy. Do redheads?
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I was really curious.
My sister says based on observational studies and anecdotally, yes, but they don't really know why. At least I'd love if you
They
Google
may
it.
need 20% more
We have our
to
research.
maintain
That's a
20%
lot.
more?
surgery.
What the fuck? Okay,
However, they also
that
may
begs the
require lower
question.
doses of pain-killing opioids.
What? How does that make any sense? I'm so confused. We're all
Apparently they're
humans. I
more
don't get it.
sensitive to pain.
The same mutation that causes red hair in the MC1R gene is it also related to pain tolerance. Or
I will say,
it alters the pain signal pathways to the brain.
What?
According to
That's
local
crazy.
researcher, my sister Googling right now.
I love having the lore
Interesting.
keeper off to the side.
According to the Cleveland Clinic Health Essential. Okay.
Okay. I've never heard that before.
No,
I
me
will
either.
say, this book weirdly felt like Ursa Dax had a thesaurus next to her. There was a couple vocabulary choices that I was like, these have not appeared before. They felt a little out of place for her writing style. I was like,
And sometimes the dialogue would do it too, where they spoke in one way. I can't even remember. I wish I could remember what scene it was, but there was one scene where they started talking to each other, and I was like, who's talking right now? What do you mean? I saw that. Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Like,
I
there was
agree.
just, like, and because I read on my phone, like, and I highlight on the Kindle Unlimited app so that I
Yeah.
can look at my highlights later so we can talk about things. But there's like many words that I was like, what is this? This isn't her. This isn't the type of writing that she does. She has never used words before that I'm like, what does that mean? And where I have to like search the word, because luckily on the app you can just like highlight the word and it's like Wikipedia definition. But I was like, this isn't Ursa Dax. It just felt kind of weird at times. But I also was like, we're learning stuff. She clearly did research for like the C-section, for having a surgeon type character. Like she knew what she was doing, at least in that department. And I guess now we all know redheads need more pain medicine, but like,
okay, that begs the
guess.
question though. So if you have a parent who has red hair, but you don't end up with red hair, do I, like, my mom's a redhead, my dad's not. Does that mean I need, what, 10% more medication? How does that work?
it's a great question.
Don't know.
My
Let's
sister
test
says
you. Let's
no
put you
because
under and see what happens.
Your sister says no because why?
Oh, okay, I know I texted you guys about this too. How come she said holy hell when she had an orgasm? Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
I don't know.
That
That
was
spicy scene, I hated. I was like, this is bad. The one when they were like on the counter though, I was like, this is good. This is fine. The milk stuff was interesting. I thought it was funny. Sam hated that shit.
I wanted to die.
Sam hated. I was like, this is kind of fun. This is kind of fun.
Listen, I'm not into it.
Touching her nipple. I was like, this is not where I need to be.
I thought it was funny.
I'm not into it, but I was like, okay, cool. Like, let's do something. Let's do something else. I'm into it.
It was different. It was different. And I was like, okay, well, guess I haven't seen everything.
I think I would have preferred him just sucking on her nipple and it like not being this big thing than like him trying to milk her like a cow. And like,
I didn't even know that was possible either.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Your poor eye. Although he did make a joke where he's like, I'm a surgeon. I'll figure out the eye thing later. I'll figure out how to put it back in. I was like,
yeah, that was funny.
But I hated everything else.
Well, I didn't know that how do I say this? I didn't know it got that kind of airtime. Like, I didn't know that it could shoot as if from a gun. And I guess that's just me not knowing biology. So that's my bad.
Same.
I will say that after when I was walking my dog earlier, I was watching a Books and Lala video where she was reading I don't think it's considered a romance. I think it's just like a contemporary book, but like it was a mom who had an unplanned pregnancy, keeping the kid, and then starting an OnlyFans. And like one of the things she was like, because of the milk, my tits are so big, and like splash the mirror with her milk. So I guess it is a thing. And the fact that I had to deal with this twice in one day is terrible for me.
A lot.
But apparently that is, I guess, a thing.
Listen, not to put people I know on blast, and obviously I'm not going to name and shame here, but I've known multiple men with like pregnancy kinks. I think it's like a pretty common thing, to be honest.
Well, I think it's in line with like the breeding kink too.
Yeah. What? Guys, we got to talk. I literally was talking to a group of my friends about this yesterday. The word breed, we're done. We got to be done. We're done.
I don't like that.
I'm not cattle.
No, that and females.
Read me.
Bye. No.
Ew. Yeah, no, I hate that shit.
No, my cousin referred to women he had hooked up with as females once, and I publicly shamed him at the Christmas dinner. I was like, don't you ever say that word to me again. Despicable, disgusting.
I fucking love romantic novels so much. My biggest gripe with them is the way that everyone is a fucking male or female. And it's like,
I hate that.
We need to stop this. This is my least favorite thing. It's questionable.
It's weird. I feel like just in the last few years, I've started seeing people using that more. And I was like, that needs to die in a hole. I don't know when we started talking about that. No,
yeah, romantasy does it a lot because it's like the elf characters just refer to all of the women as females. And then it's like bleeding into incel territory. And I know there's like that conversation of like a lot of romantasy is kind of leaning right wing, even though it's trying to have left wing commentary. But it's just
no,
I don't love it.
Well, listen, as your local non-binary person would like to weigh in. Part of the reason why I actually fucking hate romantasy is because like gender essentialism is a key component of that genre, and I simply don't like. I will never find it hot. I will never find it fun to read. I will never find it interesting. Like, and that is actually a big part of the reason why I do not rock with that genre, is because every single time it's like, oh, and you're a woman and you're so little and you're just a little female woman. Oh my God.
And you can't do anything, so you should probably just, stay home and clean or something. You can't leave the castle. It reinforces something that
it's honestly like and listen, I've not read every romantic book on the face of the planet, and I also tapped out on the genre pretty quickly. It's giving like that girl boss feminism that I just fucking can't stand. Where it's very much the like, and I'm there's a line in the show Barry that I love where they're talking about like how sexist like feminist shit in media is, and one of the girl characters is like, grab some stilettos and get a goddamn blowout and look how strong you are now, Sally. And like, that is how I feel about romantasy in a lot of cases. Is like, oh, I have a sword, so that means that I'm fucking cool, despite the fact that I don't know how to do anything without a man.
Yes.
It gives girl dinner, and I don't like it.
Entirely correct. Am I going to keep reading them and having fun? Absolutely. But you do have, and it's unfortunate, like, you do have to shut a part of your brain off to be like, and in this moment, that's fine. I'm just going to forget that the word females is unnatural to say in a conversation.
It's gross.
We're going to let it be. But other times I'm like, I can't get past it. Like, I read Silver Elite and I was like, you're telling me this is a dystopian? And I can't get past it. Like, there's just some things that you're like, I can't.
Yeah. And I also do want to say, like, point blank up front, if you read and like romantasy, like, I mean, you Sam, you do read and like romantasy, and it's not.
I think you can.
I don't care
in a genre, or
there's plenty of misogynistic shit that I rock with heavy. I'm watching The Boys right now, and I love it. And what about it? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you gotta just... most media is misogynist, and sometimes as a woman or a female presenting person or whatever you want to say, or a person who cares about women in general, you gotta just shut that part of your brain off if you ever want to watch a movie ever again in your life.
And you know what? You acknowledge the thing that's lacking and the problems that you have with it, and then you move on. And that's, I think, critical thinking, where you're going, totally fine. I see the problems, and I'm gonna have fun, because I'm here to have some fun. Like, guys,
what?
This is the 4th book in the Lightlark series. Fun. This was the best read that I've had in like 3 months.
Really?
Damn, okay.
So much fucking fun. I was shocked and flabbergasted the whole time, and I kid you not, the first 50% I was like, this book kind of sucks. Obviously I've stuck the series out this long, so I enjoy it to some degree, but I was genuinely like, oh no, the first 50% is not good. And then I read the latter 50%, I was like, this is the best book I have read in months.
Okay.
That's like number 2 of my best books of the year. Don't know how that happened.
Dude, hell yeah.
But I had a great time.
I love that for you. I've been getting into the Thursday Murder Club series, and I read the first one, 5 stars. Fierce. Reading the second book, have it right here. Fierce. Old people, murder. Oh.
It does seem up your alley.
Oh, I love dead people.
You love a cunty old woman.
I really love sassy old women who were trying to figure out who killed XYZ mans.
Samantha Downing's recent novel is like an old woman who did fully commit a bunch of murders, and somebody's onto her, and she's like, I've gotten away for this long. We're not going down this way.
So I need to look at that. I guess Richard Osman has a new series. The first one's out, and the second one comes out in September. So I kind of want to read all of his books and be caught up for the second book coming out. So, good stuff. Should we talk about CG Drews? I think we need to get into that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I did not take notes, so...
That's fine. We don't care.
It's going to be kind of like a vague remembrance.
I also, for anyone watching, Sam, you're the only one who read the book.
I read it.
I read it, but I didn't.
I didn't finish the last 20 minutes last month, which is why I didn't have full, don't read it thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So I only got to the first twist.
Yeah, let me clarify. You're the only one who finished the book. Alea and I both started it and DNF'd it. Yes. Which has never happened before in the book club, to my knowledge. Has anybody DNF'd a book in the history of the book club? Not just, oops, I didn't finish it yet, but actively DNF'd.
I don't know. This one really pissed me off, though.
Yeah, this one...
I
have not read more since we talked last month.
I read more since we talked last month. I read more today. And I was like, I can't do this. This is not good. Actively was making me upset. I think it's because if I wanted to read a book about two really young people who are really shitty parents, this wouldn't even be that book,
Yeah.
They were annoying. I could not stand it. I DNF'd it. I think it was... This is not the right novel. That's a physical novel. I was reading an ebook. That's about where I'm at. Uh-huh. Yep. Oh my god. There was a sentence that I read in this book, and I read that sentence about 7 times, and I was like, this shit doesn't make any sense. And the author fully just threw in a word to make it sound scary. And I was like, this is the worst shit I've ever read. Hold on. I gotta read you this sentence.
I promise CG Drew writes a hell of a lot better when it's botanical horror for young adults.
I'm sure she does.
The prose is way prettier than in this.
This one just... Okay, let me read you this sentence. Beginning of chapter 8. She pretends it's the lull of the car gliding down the smooth forest throat that makes her eyes close. Girl, what?
I like listening to audiobooks sometimes, because sometimes you just don't notice these things.
I was like, excuse me? And then it's literally just... The book is so repetitive, too. It's like she and her son are having a moment. He's having a tantrum. She handles it poorly. She goes to her man. He handles it poorly and says something weird. And then the next morning they sleep together. And then it just keeps happening over and over. And that's the whole story.
Yeah. So You Did Nothing Wrong is about a young 22-year-old mother who got pregnant when she was a teenager and then met an American who was vacationing. They had a very quick fall in love, got married, moved to the States together in 2 months from Australia. Her son Jude has autism, but is undiagnosed because she doesn't want the consequences of what that could mean, doesn't want to be told that something is wrong, wants to pretend that everything's fine and no one will notice, and is very abusive and neglectful of her son, whilst they're living in this decrepit Victorian house that needs a lot of renovations.
That was his parents' house.
That was
his
parents'
dead.
house. And he
I remember, because we talked last time about how what the fuck is the timeline that he just got the house, but they died 10 years ago, but the house is hasn't been lived in for 50 years or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. I still can't explain that to you. I still don't know how. I know that he inherited the house. I don't know why it took him. I guess it took him this long. He was a child when his parents died.
They died when he was 10. I was like, why is he just now getting the house?
We get to the part where we found out how they died.
I don't know how they died, but the part that really took me out... Okay, the part that really took me out...
the last 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I hated when he started getting more involved with, disciplining Jude.
Mm-hmm.
And then at one point he's, swearing a lot in front of Jude, and she's like, dude, our baby's first word is going to be the F word because he keeps swearing and whatever. And he's like, I'm trying. And she's like, you're beautiful when you're trying. I was like, That's a direct quote. I just looked. I was like, I have to go. I can't do this anymore. This is disgusting. This man sucks. This woman sucks. And I feel bad for these kids because these parents are awful. No.
We started talking about this a little bit before we hopped on the live. I think that unlikable characters in horror are very good. I think that's actually a great thing. I think that a lot of media is very locked in on like sanitizing characters a lot, and it's like the protagonist is good and the antagonist is bad. And I actually really fuck with sometimes they're bad. And like I you know me, God knows I don't have a book reference, but I have 50 movie references. The movie like Talk to Me, I don't know if either of you have seen that. The main character sucks and she's wrong. Like she is wrong and she does the wrong thing and people suffer for it and people die. And like good. That's interesting. That's compelling to me because you're like rooting for her. You don't want her to die or to get hurt, but you do have to acknowledge that her actions caused an 11-year-old to be tortured for eternity. And you're like, okay, that's it. Like that's a juicy thing. And I just went and saw the movie Hokum 2 days ago. And that's another one where he is an asshole, the main character. He is mean to people for no reason. And he's like kind of right. Like when you listen to what he's saying, you're like, okay, you are correct, but you're going about it in like the rudest way possible. So I don't know if I can fuck with you, but you still find a way to like understand it. And you still are like, well, okay, is this deserving of being dragged to hell by a witch? Not really. So like we're hoping you make it out of this one, King. I find that very compelling. This one, I could not find it in me to hope these people made it out. Same. And I think that's why I stopped. Is because I think that genre of character where it's like, no, you actually are hoping they die, works very well in a slasher. It does not work very well in a haunted house piece of media where you are supposed to sit with these people and wonder what's going on. Because frankly, I don't care what's going on. I hope the house gets them. I hope this kid gets taken away and given to somebody who can take care of him, and the house eats them both. Whereas if it's a slasher, if somebody's in the house and is going to axe people, then hell yeah, make them awful. Make them awful, make me not root for them so I get excited when they get axed in the head. And I think it was just like a mismatch of like, these protagonists felt like they were in the wrong genre for me to enjoy this.
Yeah, I felt
and
like
also their ages were wrong.
Yeah, I just felt like, what am I supposed to root for and what am I supposed to care about? Because there's a lot of fluffy writing and descriptions and stuff. And like, I'll sit through that if there seems like there's a point to it. But this didn't seem like there was a point. I'm like, do I need this information? It's being really vague at the beginning about like her family, why she left Australia, his family, how they died. I was like, I don't feel like I know anything, number one. And I don't like any of these characters. And the haunted house thing wasn't heavy enough for me to be excited about that because it was so light. It was like, this isn't really even a haunted house story. It feels like a drama between two straight problematic white people where the guy is a rich dude and his sister also is rich and sucks. It's like, this is just a book about people who suck and I don't care about that.
Well, and I think obviously I didn't read far enough to know anything about what happened to these people or what their history is enough to care. But I think that's
already.
I love
it. Well, I think that's another thing though is like and like okay, so in Hokum, spoilers for Hokum. Sorry, it's still in theaters and you should go see it, but spoilers. There is a point, he's being an asshole to everybody. The main character, his name is Olm, which is stupid, but his name is Olm. And he's gone to Ireland to this hotel to spread his parents' ashes because they're both dead. And this is where they like had their honeymoon, I think. And he's like, so I want to like, honor them like that. And he's talking to one of the staff members and he like has a picture of his mom because she's like by a tree. And he's like, do you know where this tree is? And she's like, oh, she's like really pretty. Like she looks really young. And he's like, yeah, she died when I was like 10. And she's like, oh my God, how did she die? And he says, oh, she was murdered. She was shot in the face. And the girl's like, oh my God, like, did they catch the guy who did it? And he says, no, he was, or he says, yeah, but he was too young to be punished. And then they move on. And then like an hour 20 of the movie goes by until they finally reveal he was playing with his dad's gun when he was 10 and he shot his mom because it accidentally went off.
Whoa.
And everything like clicks into place, and you're like, this is why he's such a dick. This is why. But like, they gave me enough that I was like, oh, he has this tragic backstory. His mom was murdered. That must have been so awful. And then when they reveal, oh, it was him, it just adds another layer. And it's like, oh, like now the pieces can like click in. But it doesn't like with this book, it didn't feel like the pieces were even on the board.
I'm gonna be really honest though. The plot of that movie is a really good comp title to this book.
Really? Okay. That's kind of wild.
Yeah. So both characters have like their tragic backstory to explain how they got to where they are. It never gets better. Alea, you're not wrong on the haunted house. Ultra light. It's like, yeah, the walls are bleeding at one point, and her foot falls through perfectly fine wooden floors. So like, there's a few weird things that happen, but not nearly enough for this to be pitched as a haunted house story. You want to know what the twist was about the fucking house?
Yes.
Lead poisoning.
What?
It has been positive for just absolute insane amounts of lead poisoning. So he moved them into the house knowing that there was lead poisoning everywhere, and they've just been hallucinating and whatnot because of lead poisoning.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, he was hiding all of this information in the basement. So much happens. It literally all happens at like the very end. Like, it's not really like, there's a couple hints where it's like something happened with her parents.
Yes, I got to that.
Bring your pregnant wife into a house with lead paint, you weird ass.
Ew.
Yeah,
I know he DNF, but he's nearing the bottom of the list. He's below the cop who tried to fuck that kid. That's crazy.
He gets worse. So
he gets worse?
How do I explain this fucking book?
He's abusing an autistic kid and poisoning his pregnant wife. What do you mean he gets worse?
Yeah, he gets worse. But so does she. I think Elodie
she's weird.
Much worse. So we'll start with Elodie, because that's where the book really begins.
We're spoiling the book. If you want to read this book, you should leave now.
I'm giving the whole plot.
Yeah, buckle up. I can't wait. We need to know.
So, Elodie in high school got intentionally pregnant because her parents don't pay attention to her. They're neglecting her completely. Because when Elodie was 8, she was babysitting her little brother. She stepped away from him in the bathtub for like 2 fucking minutes, and he drowned.
What was the other book that we read? Such Lovely Skin?
Such Lovely Skin.
Yeah.
And so the parents blamed her for it the whole time. Now, I might have missed something in the book that I couldn't pick up on whether it was actually her, because she had called the cops and she's like, I'm only 8 years old. I'm sorry, I didn't kill him. I didn't do it on purpose. Like, it was an accident. And was like telling the cops this. And I couldn't remember if that was a cover because of the parents neglecting him and it was actually their fault and she took the fall for it, or if she was actually the one responsible. I couldn't remember. But after he died, his name was Jude. And when he died, the parents kind of started neglecting Elodie and were just like, wanted nothing to do with her, kind of blamed her, made her grow up too soon. So to get their like love and affection back, she went out and at a high school party, one night stand, got pregnant and named her son Jude to like hopefully like rekindle like a relationship or whatever. It didn't work, clearly. They wanted nothing to do with them. They lived in like a basement garage shed situation. And this is when Elodie meets whatever his name is. Bren, thank you. See, you at least know something from me.
If there's one thing Alea will remember, it's a man's name who she hates.
That's true. Yep.
But then we meet him, and they kind of like have this like wonderful romance. And she locks Jude, who's in a cold basement in the winter with a really bad fever, and she locks him for 48 hours, knowing that her parents won't check on him. Which is why he gets so stressed about like being separated and alone, is because of the trauma of this event that she fully did so that she could go have a 2-day vacation with Bren when they were starting to date. And then we learn in the basement that Bren had been stalking her for 6 years.
What
before they got together.
Why?
How old is Bren? Fucking tell me right now.
The same age. He's like a year older than she is.
Wait, so
He's
they're,
like
but they're like
23.
23. So
Yeah.
they're what, 17?
Yes.
So she was
How?
already
'Cause-
pregnant?
Yeah, so when she was pregnant, he began stalking her.
How? He
How?
lived in the U.S. and
Photos
she's in
of her.
What are you
Australia.
talking about?
It doesn't make any sense.
What do
Yeah,
you
no,
mean?
He's a rich kid, so he went to Australia for some reason, and then he kept flying back to keep an eye on her and to take photos of her. And down in the basement, he had a shrine of her, of all these photos of before they met. Because Jude, I think, was about 6 when they actually got
Yeah.
together. And he
Why?
knew the entire time everything about Jude. He knew that Jude was locked in the room. So the whole time, they're like now in the present day in America in this lead-filled haunted house. He's like basically pinning everything against Elodie, being like, you're abusive to your son, and I'm going to take custody of him and our new baby, and we're going to get rid of you.
What?
Why?
He wants like this picture cookie cutter life. The reason
But
he
why
went
would
after
you take
her,
an autistic kid? Sorry, as an autistic person, that's not me saying, but like, if you're like that level of fucked up, like, and you want the picture perfect family, why would you take that kid?
Why would you get rid of her? You need the wife for the picture, dude.
yeah,
That doesn't
well,
make any
she was
sense.
thinking about leaving or
What?
whatever, and so
Wait, she and Jude were talking about leaving him?
yeah,
Because he was being crazy.
she found out about the lead poisoning, and she was like, "That's not cool. Why would you bring me and my
Yeah.
son into a house that you know was poisoning us with lead?" And so that was like the big deal. And then we find out his tragic backstory of when he was 10, his parents died, saving him at a mall during a mass shooting. And his dad jumped in front of him and died on top of him. And he was there for like hours before the cops found him under his dead body.
Okay.
So that's his brain that's fucked up, I guess.
What?
This sounds like a
then-
trauma dumping
What do
catastrophe.
you mean?
I kid you not. This happens in the last like 1 to 2 hours of the audiobook.
What? And what was the point of I thought this could have been really cool if it was
And
a novella and actually a
Right.
haunted house story.
If
And
this
this
was
proves my point. This is crazy.
poisoning the yellow wallpaper, I think it could have been so good. But yeah, so she's like fluttering the idea of leaving and whatnot because of this, and he's of course very jealous and controlling and not
Psycho.
cool with that. And so he, I think, wanted to move into the house to like recreate his family that he had lost, which is why she's pregnant and all these stuff, and it's weird. And then it ends because Elodie uses the chainsaw that has like a faulty start button and slashes him to death, and he dies in the basement while Jude is on the top of the stairs and watched the whole thing. So both of them are covered in blood, and Elodie takes Jude to Bren's sister's house, drops him off, and she leaves to a new state with a new identity, and she goes by the name Rose, still pregnant, and manipulates a family who has a grocery store to have her move in, and she starts sinking her eyes and teeth into their 20-year-old traumatized grandson. So that was the epilogue, specifically.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to start laughing, but I just looked at both me and Aaliyah's face. What the fuck are you talking about?
Isn't that
Wait,
wild?
wait. So
I might be missing
she
a couple
just
things, but yeah.
leaves Jude.
No, you said plenty.
You
I
did
just
get
feel like there might have been a few more reveals, but I think that's like, oh, the parents committed suicide when she moved from Australia. That was
I
like
read
why.
that part. I read that.
Why?
They didn't care about her. Why?
Yeah, what?
It's said to be suicide. I think she did
she
it.
murked her parents?
When they left. Because she went back to the house alone before they had left entirely.
Peace and love on planet Earth. What a crock of shit. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
What kind of
The lead poisoning was the first thing that I was like, what the fuck? That's so stupid. Like, you're going to tell me their bad behavior, neglect, and abuse is because of lead poisoning?
So
But I
it's
think the
not
lead
even
poisoning was
it's not
just
even a
meant to
haunted
be-
house novel. There's no haunting.
Yeah.
It's just
I say,
trauma and
There's
dysfunction
like
across
3
the board.
haunted house things,
Awful.
and it's because of the lead poisoning. And I was like, well,
Oh,
that's
I
fucking
hate
bullshit.
this.
See,
And that
Andrews,
made me mad.
you fucking wish you wrote Mayfly so bad. Ooh, I can taste
I
it.
was gonna say this sounds like the problematic.
We got
sort of
Mayfly at the
Mayfly.
house.
Mayfly is so fierce, and this is such a fumble.
Witch.com
It's embarrassing.
Mayfly.
Man,
What
Wish.com.
are you talking? I know.
Dude, that plot doesn't make any
Hated
sense.
ass reference. No, that doesn't make any sense.
How do you pitch that to a publisher and they're like, let's publish that? I'd be
Well,
like,
that's
you
the
need
thing.
to fucking revise
T.C.
this.
Drews, they said, like, I never thought this book would actually get published. This was the book I
And it
never thought
shouldn't
would
have.
see the light of day.
Because it doesn't make any goddamn sense. That's what the problem is. Hello? Oh my god. And I
What?
thought that what I read was bad. That doesn't make any sense, my guy.
Here's the thing, like, I'm, you know, whatever. Like, the whole, like, child abuse parts of it and, like, the haunted house scenery of it, I was like, okay. Like, sure, like, reading neglect in these types of books and, like, child abuse isn't, like, the newest thing. And, like, adding, like, the house is breathing and I'm seeing blood on the walls, like, okay. But then everything else happened and I was like, you lost me at that point. Like, once the reveal started coming out, I was like, I can no longer get behind this as strongly.
So he was a crazy...
And the abuse was all for nothing. Like, they are just bad people. Which I guess, like, it's nice that there's no redemption arc of, like, oh, she was actually good and it was lead poisoning that made her bad. No, she's just bad to the core. Always has been.
What's the point?
Me when my brother got slashed up by a chainsaw and then I got a covered in blood kid dropped on my doorstep.
Yeah, literally, what the fuck is she supposed to do?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
And why did she ditch Jude? Just because she
make a new identity? And her whole thing was like, she had to get rid of Bren because Bren wanted to take Jude from her, and like the only thing she's ever cared about is Jude loving her and staying.
Okay, but then she gives him up. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Right?
That doesn't make any sense.
Right? Like that's like her whole thing, and then like it was just.
Okay, listen. This would have made sense if Elodie was a good person and she found out her husband was like this psycho stalker who moved her in this lead poisoning house and she offed him at the end and then like moved with her babies to like somewhere safe.
And hollering.
We'd be cheering and hooting. But now it's like, what do you mean this is so dysfunctional? I don't understand the point of this novel.
Can I say real fast, it's crazy that you said that this would be a good companion piece to Hokum, because Hokum does a very similar thing but much better to the lead poison reveal, which is that early in the movie he meets sort of like a nomad in the forest who he has like he gets like mushrooms and he like dries them out and grinds them up and he puts them in goat's milk, and so he has this little like jar of like his fucking like magic mushroom drink or whatever. And then like they mention that kind of offhand and he's like, yeah, like I drink it. He's like, listen, it like opens my eyes to like stuff that like other people can't see. Like this shit is out there, but you can't see it if you have a closed mind or whatever. And the main character is like, okay, weird ass, sure. And at the end of the movie, they reveal that one of the staff members at the hotel, because this guy was such a dick, spiked his drink with some of the mushroom powder.
Oh.
And so you're like, oh, so he saw all that shit because he was on mushrooms. But then he looks down at his hands and he had been like chained up by the witch at some point. He looks down at his hands and he's like fine now and it's gone out of his system and he still has like bruises from like the chains on his hands. So you're like, oh, so the old man was right. You can't, like, this shit is real. You just couldn't see it until you were on these mushrooms. And I feel like that's a much more successful version of that reveal.
Yeah.
Because I cannot stand in a horror when they're like, and actually there's a perfectly logical explanation for that. It's a horror. Just let me be horrified. What are you fucking talking about?
You can't write
what do you mean the walls are breathing?
What the fuck is the
first
book called? Don't Let the Forest In. You can't write Don't Let the Forest In and then be like, this is my adult horror debut. And then not
less scary?
Yeah, not want any like supernatural magical abilities whatsoever. Be like, it's got to be completely realistic.
Also, I do want to say that in Don't Let the Forest In, the characters are annoying, but they're also 16, so it's fine. You know, you can be annoying, and I guess they're only 23, so they're fucking children. But like, I wouldn't say the characters are particularly likable in Don't Let the Forest In.
No, they're very selfish.
Not in the same way.
That's what I expect a 16-year-old boarding school kid from Australia to be like. To be honest. But yeah.
This one is so weird. It doesn't even feel like a horror novel. It just feels like a dysfunctional novel. That's not the same thing.
In the sense of like dark themes and topics.
Yeah. It's horror in the sense of like, wouldn't that suck to have happen, I guess.
It's sad.
But
that's crazy. That's genuinely so nuts, and I'm mad. Dude.
I fear that if I had to read the fucking 260 pages or whatever of child abuse in order to get to that fucking reveal, that would have pissed me off.
Yeah, no, I don't think you would have liked it. But I didn't.
No.
I knew about the lead poisoning, which is why I was like, I don't think it's good, but I didn't hate it. But then it was everything that happened after that moment that I finished after the live that I was like,
dude,
oh,
what?
Okay. And it was really the epilogue, especially, where it was just like, and I'm starting a new life above a grocery store with a very nice family and a 20-something-year-old traumatized guy.
So she was like, what, hooking up with the traumatized guy?
It wasn't that. It was kind of like alluding to like, oh, and she's gonna start the cycle again. She's gonna find another person that she can kind of manipulate. She's, woe is me. My ex-boyfriend was so abusive to me, and I'm pregnant, so you have to feel bad for me and take me in. So she's not paying rent with these people, and just very much using them. And seems very much like she's just repeating the same cycles that she always has. So she didn't like learn anything by the end.
Riveting. Thanks for giving me that nothing burger.
Yeah, net neutral information, I guess.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I hate that.
So I'm kind of glad that you guys decided to DNF and not push through, because you knew early on that you weren't vibing with it. And
yeah.
No.
Can't say it really got like better. At first, though, I was like, oh, interesting. She's abusive and bad, and Bren's going to be like the actual savior. That's like, hey, stop hurting your son. Hey, I'm going to get him in school. I'm going to adopt him. I'm going to do all these things. And for a while, you're like, oh, is he actually like a decent guy? Like, is he normal? And he cares about this kid? Okay. And then that didn't happen that way.
Let's be productive here for a moment and just say that I think that there are too many cooks in the kitchen on this one.
Oh, for sure.
And I fear that there are multiple routes that we could have taken that would have improved this, and one of the main ones is that I think that would have been fine to have Bren be like, oh, actually a good guy, and then it turns out that he's a rat bastard.
Right.
If we then don't let Elodie win.
Yeah, no, there's no winning.
That's the thing, is like, I think it's fine. Honestly, if the book had just ended with like, and we're the picture perfect happy family except we abuse our kid, like, that's a horror, babes. I would actually be more fine with that. But don't give me a ride off into the sunset with this child abuser you've made me listen to for 300 pages.
No. It so does not make sense to me that she would just drop Jude off at his sister's house. She doesn't like her. She's obsessed with Jude, like loving her and controlling him, and
there's
what?
Did it get good reviews?
I don't know. You tell me.
I've seen a pretty like mixed bunch.
3.7 on Goodreads.
Yeah. I would say that people I think a lot of people DNF'd it because of early on the ableism and child abuse being a little bit too much for them. And so a lot of people stepped away from it before getting to the reveals. And then I think the people that stuck it out either really enjoyed the author's note from C.G. Drews at the end, which the audiobook that I had didn't include, so I don't know what that was, but people said that it was really beneficial to their reading experience and like it gave them light or whatever. But a lot of them are also like, it's not a haunted house story. It's very difficult and kind of met it where it was at, but nobody was like, oh yeah, the reveals were really good or anything.
Let me see if my copy of the book has it.
But also the split of people who still by the end really liked Bren and really hated Bren is kind of crazy to me.
Why would you like him? He's sickening.
This one review says, wasn't expecting that, but honestly, I feel bad for Bren. Like, yes, some shit he did with was hella toxic and manipulative. But I'm not
He
trying to
stalked her.
justify that. But my God, the guy didn't deserve to die like that when the only thing he wanted was a family of his own.
He stalked her for 6 years and moved her into a lead paint house when she was pregnant. He deserved the chainsaw. I don't need to read more. Thanks.
I don't know if it does. All it has is the acknowledgments, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, it says, one thing I have discovered about myself is that I cannot stop writing about houses, but maybe this is because describing a house also tells a tale about the person who lives in it. When you close this book, you may feel wretched, you may feel haunted, but I will only say one more thing. If you were once the autistic child, you did nothing wrong. Bruh.
Okay.
I think it
Okay.
did from Jude's point of view. And we saw like the internal struggle. I think then that would feel more real, being like,
I agree.
and to the autistic kids out there, it wasn't your fault if your parents were bad. But because we never get his real perspective, and he's just kind of,
he feels like a prop, at least from what I read, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thought this morning, that like, if we could just get Jude's perspective for some chapters, that would be really cool. And it would probably make me like this book a lot more.
One of the Goodreads reviews.
I was rooting for Bren, even though he stalked her. But Elodie is off her rockers.
The misogyny jumped out, sis.
You know what this reminds me of? Another novel that we've read together. It's giving Layla a little bit. You can't tell me different.
No, you can. You can say it, and you should, and you're right.
And I hate that for us. Again.
Once again,
some crusty white man.
I will say,
both some crazy girl.
We're somewhat saved because you didn't, finish the book, so it's not quite Layla all over again.
Yeah.
But yeah, on Pagebound it has a 4.11 reading review.
Well, I'm happy that it's finding the people who like it. I personally don't need to read 300 pages of like child abuse. That's cool. I'm good. From the abuser's perspective, what a whack ass choice.
Yeah, and it's like I don't want to
get it.
I don't want to like assign anything to CG Drews like as a person with autism themselves. Like I don't want to assume that I understand anything that was going through their head when they were writing this, but I don't really get it. Whereas like, is it just like a therapeutic?
Yeah, it's a catharsis.
Yeah, like bad things happened to me as a kid, and so this is my way of maybe putting a reason to. I don't know.
But she didn't. It sounds, or sorry, they didn't. It sounds like she. Oh my god, they didn't. She, meaning Elodie, did not learn a lesson or have a reason other than like, I'm fucked up.
Yeah, it's like, why give the evil villain their happily ever after where they can like go repeat the same problems?
Right.
Also, she chose a new name for herself and she decided on Rose.
Would have been funny to get the sister's POV at the end with this blood-covered autistic kid, her chainsawed brother, and this girl who ran off, and this lead paint house. What is Girly Pop supposed to do? And she's got her own baby.
Also, how does he know about the lead paint, but she doesn't?
Yeah.
The sister or
the sister? The sister.
She's older than him.
Yeah, I don't know if she really went to the house very much, though.
Well, how did he know?
But when there's like a transfer of property after like a death, there's like an inspection required to determine if the house should be condemned, and presumably that would go to the executor to the will. That information
which would be her
will, which if she's older would be her. Or if she was not older, whoever the executor of the will was,
she is older,
would have a legal obligation. Well, like if she was still a kid when the parents died, maybe the information wouldn't go to her, but the executor of the will wouldn't allow the house to stand. It would either have to be condemned or it would have to be like that would have to be a professional. You can't just be like, I'm going to DIY the lead paint out of my house. That's not a thing you're legally allowed to do.
Yeah. Like he tested every single room, and every single room had like a hidden basement test being like super positive.
So then was he renovating it trying to get it out?
Or like I said month when we were talking about this, I don't know enough about lead poisoning, so I had to Google, like, does that actually make you hallucinate? And apparently it does,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I don't
but
know enough about lead poisoning to begin with. I know that I killed a bunch
Yeah.
of people, but
Was he trying to fix it?
fix
or
the
were you
house
just-
or fix the poison?
Fix the poison.
I'd assume
As-
so. But he also got really mad when Elodie, like, ripped a bunch of the walls down because she saw blood. Like, she was, like, ripping paneling and, like,
Oh.
wallpaper off because she was like,
Hmm.
the walls are bleeding. And he's like, no, you're crazy. And he got really mad at her for that.
Are he and his sister crazy because they grew up in this lead paint house?
Probably, but like the sister, we don't really see a lot of her, but what we do know is like she has a toddler. Her house is completely dust free. It's like that
She's
picture perfect white
passive
millennial
aggressive.
face.
yeah.
She likes control and is very clean and neat and is like everything he wants to be. But she didn't really have like that big of a role.
This is so weird. This is one of those. You ever have that moment where you read a book and you're like, so the author wrote this, right? I get it. You wrote a novel. Did you have some other people read it? And did they tell you, I'm confused?
Someone
this
lied to them
plot?"
several times.
Yeah, it's like, who let it get this far? The publishers let it get this far. I needed somebody to intervene before I had to see this novel myself with my own eyes. So what happened?
Yeah.
We
It is
fumbled so many
interesting
times in there.
for C.G. Drews to get so popular with Don't Let the Forest In. When they had, I think, 2 or 3 books before that. But Don't Let the Forest In was like the big hit. And then Hazelthorn. And then it seems like they've just gotten everything after that published willy-nilly. And I do wonder, like, if the publisher's like, it's hot right now.
Whatever you want.
We gotta
Yeah.
push it out because it's selling like hotcakes and not much else is. But I my issues with the publishing industry is plenty.
I had the same issue with Layla too. I was like, who wronged me here? Because this should not be accessible to my eyes because it's bad. So what happened?
Can I tell you guys something? Speaking of Layla, I can't believe I
Please
forgot
do.
to tell you guys.
I watched the trailer and it was so weird,
Mm-hmm.
and I disliked it immensely.
I got the poster.
Trailer.
You do.
Mm-hmm. It's at my work right now, but next time we hop on a live, I'll show you the poster. It's mine, and I have it.
Oh my god. I did not like the trailer at all. There was nothing in it about the manuscript. I was like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense.
Why'd they smooch?
Well,
I know.
Why is it gay? And that's me asking this.
This is the only one where we're like, so why is it gay?
Yeah. Wish it wasn't.
Okay.
I mean, listen. As a gay, sure, Anne Hathaway and Dakota Johnson can make out a little bit on my screen, but like in this project, what's happening?
It makes no sense.
I just thought that because Josh Hartnett was in it, it was going to be camp, because Trap was so camp, and I loved it. And I fear that they're going to take it seriously, and it's just going to be bad and not fun. Like, I thought it was going to be fun. And then I watched the trailer, and I was like, oh, they think they're cooking. Uh-oh. I fear this is going to be horrible.
Yeah.
I do find that often books get adapted into movies or TV shows, and the TV show makes it far more serious than the book ever was.
Okay, but...
Yeah.
But the director... Y'all know who's directing it, right?
No.
I know a lot about books. I leave...
Gorge.
Yes.
Gorge. Listen, let me lock in for a second.
I can tell you way too much about books.
The director of Wet Hot American Summer. And that means nothing to you. Great. A cult comedy from the 90s that's about a bunch of teenagers at a summer camp, but they're played by like 27-year-olds as a bit. That they then did a revival TV show like 25 years later or whatever, and they cast all the same actors, so now they're all like in their late 40s and they're still playing high school summer camp. Like, yeah, you know a lot of those people because like Bradley Cooper and Paul Rudd are in it. Like, he also directed a rom-com called The Big Sick, which is a great rom-com. It's Kumail Nanjiani And it's wonderful. It's a really good time. But like he's like a comedy direct. He was part of a
No.
comedy group called Stella that is one of my favorite comedy groups of all time. It was him, David Wayne, and Michael Ian Black. But like he's a comedian. So when I heard he was directing this, I was like, my boy Michael is gonna lock in and make like this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be camp.
That
Yeah,
trailer
it
was
doesn't,
not
like-
giving
It-
any
that
of the
trailer-
energy you just
no.
said.
No,
Yeah, they're really trying to go the more like horror suspense route.
Yes.
Like it's like the romance didn't even feel like that big of a deal. Not much mentioned at all about the manuscript.
Well, that's the thing is like
Like,
I was
they
like,
will talk.
okay, he does comedies and romances. That's what he directs. One of my favorite movies of his is a parody of the rom-com genre called They Came Together that's starring Amy Poehler and Paul Rudd, that is just like making fun of rom-coms and it's delightful and you should watch it. But like first of all, why'd they tap him to do this? And second of all, if it was gonna be all that serious, why? Like, what do you mean? Because that's why I was excited for it. That's why I was in, is because I was like, the director is a comedy director. We are getting Anne Hathaway pissing in that diaper, I swear to you. And now I don't think we are.
I don't think
It
we
wasn't
are.
giving that at all.
It was not giving Anne Hathaway pissing in that diaper, and I'm.
That's upsetting
I
to
waited
all
for
of us.
months. I waited for months.
Dude, I know. Well, and the book was good. Verity was giving
Yeah.
us something. Also, the fact that Colleen gives us all these toxic ass, hateful romance novels when I know she can give me Verity is so criminal. I'm like, girl,
It's offensive.
it's a personal attack, actually,
Yeah.
is what it is. Because she wrote one book where I was like, this, it was so good I had to go tell my mom about it in the kitchen in
Yeah.
the middle of the night. And my mom was like, bitch, you better tell me how that book ends because I'm invested now. Like, you wrote one heater and then you gave me
Yeah.
all these toxic, crusty ass TikTok novels.
I'm curious
And
as
I'm
to
offended.
where Verity falls in the release order. How deep into the how many toxic crusty men did we get before she finally locked in and said, "Let's make it a horror and let's make it kind of funny, silly, goofy"? And then how
And it
many
was
has she done
fierce.
since then?
And
Where
it
does
was
Ugly
Layla-
Love fall in this? When did they laugh at their son's big balls in comparison to Verity?
Yes. When was Layla? Was that before or after Verity? Because
Layla
that was
was
a hate crime.
before. I'm pretty
That was
sure.
criminal. Verity was Layla should have been more of what Verity was, and it would have been a heater. Make that a horror novel, please. Begging.
Okay, I have a complete list of Colleen Hoover in chronological order.
Thank you.
Okay, why
Ooh,
most recent?
so
for-
many
oh,
things.
Layla's recent as fuck.
Oh, Layla is.
I hate
Layla,
that.
okay, she did Layla, and she's only done 2 books since then.
What?
Layla came out
Really?
in 2020.
Layla was so awful.
Verity came out in
Verity was 2 years before.
2018.
That was a heater.
Okay, Laughing at Your Son's Big Balls was the first book she wrote? That can't be true. Oh, it's the first standalone book she wrote.
Okay.
There's a bunch of series before then.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're locked in. Colleen Hoover books in chronological order. Ugly Love, the Laughing at Your Son's Big Balls, was the 8th book she wrote. November 9, which is actually the worst thing I've ever put my eyes on, was the 11th.
Okay.
It Ends With Us was the 15th. Verity was the 20th. And then Layla is the 24th. And she's written 28.
What did she just come out with?
Crazy.
Woman Down, which
Yeah.
Woman Down is so corny, cringe, awful. I can't believe it because it's about Blake Lively. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you read that one?
I haven't read it because I don't need to read it because I was there.
Yeah,
It's literally about an author
another-
whose book gets adapted into a movie and then the lead actress in the movie gets canceled and it's about how the author deals with it.
I will say I watched.
I was there.
I think Cindy Pham did a video on it
Mm.
with
That
like
would
a
surprise
plot
me.
recap, and Cindy Pham was like, it's not fully the same. I was like, sure, plausible deniability.
Great. Okay.
But it is considered also a suspense romance. So it's like her third suspense romance.
The first 2 being Verity and
Verity.
Layla.
Fierce. Great. Listen, why don't we just take some scissors and cut the romance part out of that and just give me a suspense novel? Give me a Riley Sager written by Colleen Hoover.
Ooh,
I
literally,
wonder-
like, give me Taryn Fisher. I'm
Yes.
begging at this point.
Yes.
I do feel like if Colleen Hoover wrote under a pen name and released thrillers, they would do
I would read it.
so well.
Wonko numbers.
But I also feel like she hasn't done that because we would know by now. Like that wouldn't stay secret for long. But
No.
that'd be so fun.
But instead, she gives me these crusty ass romance novels. Why would you put that in the world when you could give me something good? I don't understand that.
Because
The fact that
so
it's
well.
rude. I hate it.
Okay. But can I say, and listen, I don't want to fully blame Colleen Hoover for ruining feminism for all of us, but here's what I'll say. I think that there is something genuinely troubling societally about a group of women who are only reading books by Colleen Hoover, because there are plenty of people at this point who are literally only reading books by Colleen Hoover. And I fear for the damage that is being done to their fucking brains in terms of finding healthy and fulfilling relationships, especially with the rise of men leaning farther and farther right. And now all of a sudden Colleen's coming in to save the day and let you know that actually Layla's a fucking romance.
It's not. He murdered that woman twice.
Isn't it hot when you kill a woman twice and also try to drug her so that you can rape her by, like, what are we fucking doing? What are we doing?
Disgusting.
And she'll accept you in the end.
No.
Because it's fated mates.
It's not fated mates. I'm sorry, but you're not a werewolf. You are just crusty. And that is simply the
sorry,
tea.
But you're not a werewolf.
You're not. I'm sorry. If you're a werewolf, maybe I'd be like, okay, well, at least it could be fated mates because that's your deal. But you are just a basic white man in a wedding band.
Bring this whole conversation back around to Alien Bull Rider.
Would love if you would.
I'm gonna be honest.
Sorry. Read Verity.
That one's good. Everything else is
Read Verity. It's so fun. Everything else sucks.
Yes, that's the team.
The C-section scene, I was just picturing the Twilight pregnancy scene the entire time.
Oh, well, that's fair and valid.
Sorry, you said werewolf and I said Twilight.
I listen, not to ever give Stephenie Meyer any credit because she's a weird ass and she's a racist and we hate that for everyone involved, but I will say that was some genuine horror in those books.
Yeah.
When her fucking back breaks before she is giving birth. God. I remember I read that when I was 12 and I was like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah, no.
So props to her. Yes. That scene was actually horrifying, but it was meant to be horrifying. It wasn't just isn't this so cool? It was no, she's dying. She's dying. And I think Stephenie Meyer actually did a very good job of A, understanding the tone of her own fucking novel, and B, selling what she was trying to sell.
Yep.
So
you have pregnancy.
Rare big up to Stephenie Meyer.
That might be bad.
Also, can I just say, what a huge disappointment that this is a fully human baby and not a half chimera, half human baby or some other half monster child. It's just a normal human. It was just Joe Schmo McGee, some tourist that she hooked up with.
Also,
on your hands and knees for any other alien to appear.
Also,
anything, please.
Would you, if you gave birth to a very small human baby, do you want the man with claws to be holding it all the time?
No.
Okay,
I feel like maybe hold that shit with your tail.
Can I just say, they talked about his claws so much in this book, and it was so weird because I feel like they'd never talked about anybody else's claws, and they're all the same species. So I was like,
I always catch the claws in the books because I don't know how to picture them.
Me either.
The way that they're doing the sex times,
right? It's like, how are you not being stabbed to death right now?
So I feel like they have fingers and then
they have
claws above, and that doesn't make any sense.
Wolverine.
And it can't be. I know it's not Wolverine. It's fully like a lady with the super long nails trying to type on the keyboard like this. That's how he's holding this baby. I don't get it. And I was like, are they retractable? I'm not getting enough information.
Does he dull them?
The sexy time of it all. I'm like, I wouldn't want a man with claws near me.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the other monster romances I've read where they have claws, they can pull them in.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem. But he's not doing that. So I'm like, what? You're like my cat, dude. What are you doing?
Can I also say I think it was actually extremely funny when they were about to have sex and she was like, I promise I'm actually good at this sex thing. I'm just out of practice. I was like, what are we doing?
That was so brutal. I was like, well, he's a virgin, so I don't think he's going to care if you're good or not. And also, you literally only had one night stands. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, I am glad that we didn't have, sorry, we have to have pregnancy sex because it's the only way that birth will happen. I am thankful for that.
My heart went into my throat during the scene where he was like, well, one way to get the milk out is giving her an orgasm. And I was like, let's not, please don't. So I was
Let her recover. Thank
Yeah.
God for the nanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad she was able to recover. I thought maybe they would do something before she had the baby, but then it didn't happen. So I
Also-
was like, well, at least she could recover and all that.
I also learned that you're not supposed to sleep on your back when you're
Yeah.
that pregnant.
Didn't
You know
know
what's
that.
funny?
Didn't know
That
that.
was actually my first thought when they were like, she's lying there on her back, and I was like, she's literally going to stop the blood flow to her brain. What the fuck do you mean? I was about to get mad. I was about to be like, ooh, me when I'm Ursa Dax and I don't know anything about being pregnant. And then she was like, she has to turn it. And I was like, oh, okay, actually,
I
that's
think
a thing. All
Ursa
right, I should listen.
Dax has 1 or 2 kids.
Oh, I love that.
So I do think that there's some like real life experience
because
written.
the baby
Mhm.
just sits on your fucking spine and rocks your shit, basically. So you have to sleep on your side when you're pregnant.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, babies are like, especially when you're about to pop, babies are like 8 or 9 pounds. Would
Yeah,
you
it's
want
a
to
lot
put
of weight.
9 pounds on your spine?
True.
I feel like that's kind of close to a cat.
They're not in you,
Yes,
Sam.
but yeah,
They're
if
on
you-
top
yeah,
of you.
would you cut open your stomach and put your cat in there on your spine?
No, you wouldn't.
No.
All right, crazy
You
cat mom.
You
Never
don't get
mind.
And
you
then I
don't
don't
get to
like
get
what the fuck
weird.
is
You don't get to get weird about the milk scene and then admit to that on camera. That's not
That's
that's not how
true.
we're playing this one.
No, I don't like the idea of being cut open at all. So
Fair.
Unfortunately, I would not house my cat in my stomach, but
I did think it was
I was
kind
an
of
animal, maybe.
sweet that he was like, well, yeah, I know about medicine, but I don't know about human medicine, so send me that fucking book. I'm not trying to, like, she's not a
Yes.
cow. I was like, thanks.
Yes.
Thank you,
I also
Diva.
like
Yeah.
that he's like, yeah, I'm giving you privacy when you take a bath, but I'm close enough to make sure I can hear you breathing.
Yeah, I like that
did-
he
I
read all
did
the
like
books and like not just about the birth and like the medical
Mhm.
part, but like how are we gonna take care of this baby? Like I don't know how to take care of a newborn human.
I thought it was cute that they
Cute.
read the same parenting book. She's
Yes.
like, I already have that one. You read
Yeah,
it
that
too?
was cute.
I did think it was
Music
weird, though.
me.
She was like, you read it too? And it was like, well, you saw the download come through and you already commented on the fact that you've read that book, so I don't know why you're, like, surprised now that he read the book that he downloaded to read. But what do I know?
I
She's
don't
not the
know.
brightest, but I don't think that's surprising. Sorry.
I would have loved to have her just be more substantial. Like he was cool and smart and had
Mhm.
this whole career and was helpful and kind. It's like she doesn't need to be just the girl who's pregnant. That's kind of a
Also-
disservice, I feel.
If he's like this great surgeon who is now like the vet, why is he not traveling constantly to help everyone with their ranch animals?
Well, I fear
Like,
we're going to
what are they
see a lot
doing?
more of him, and we're going to get some beautiful out-of-character scenes for our girl Jolene, which I don't know how they're going to pull that off since Jolene doesn't have a character, but God knows we're going to read some stupid-ass fucking line in Warden Hallam's book and be like, who the fuck are you?
I
So-
think I don't know. I feel like her whole personality is just going to be, let me talk about Autumn.
Mm,
Let me tell you about the baby updates.
also,
Yeah.
what there's no talk about like what are we doing with this baby? Because at some point, like
Who's
there's no
gonna
school on this planet.
right?
She's in the
Same
middle of
thing, I'm like, who's
nowhere.
gonna teach this child?
And like, how is she gonna get more baby stuff? She's gonna have to order it. There's no store. There's nowhere to get like bigger diapers as she grows or clothes or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they're
what-
using
what?
cloth as diapers.
Yeah, but she's gonna grow out of everything that
Somehow
she
they
brought
have
with her.
formula and enough formula to get them through.
I don't know.
I'm like, how long does formula last on the shelf? Is that like a long-term thing? Because
Well,
had
it
it for a
depends.
while.
The formula powder lasts a decent amount of time. Because or you can also get the ones that are like in the can that are like
Yeah.
the like liquid kind, and that lasts a pretty decent amount of time. That's like pretty
also,
shelf
why
stable.
was she so weird about her baby being on formula? Like, she was so against it. So he's like, well, she can't sleep through the night because I have to wake her up every time.
I fear
Some people
that
are
that
like,
was just the author just spitting an opinion. Like that's what it felt like to me. It's just the author is probably anti-formula.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of moms be anti-formula.
I want on record to just say, like, that's a clown ass take, and if your baby's being fed, your baby's being fed, and it doesn't fucking matter. And sometimes shit goes wrong, right?
And also, like, yeah, like, let's not shame moms who sometimes just can't produce enough.
Seriously.
When my brother was born, like, it wasn't working out. It wasn't working out, and so he was raised on formula, and he's fine. He can fucking squat 135 pounds, and he's 13.
Yeah.
He's
my
good.
coworker has just notorious tiny ass tits, and she's had 3 kids, and it was never enough because it's just not how her body was.
Happens.
Yeah.
My mom was like the opposite. She was like, dude, I couldn't get enough milk out of this. It like she's like, it keeps going and you were eating a ton, and she's like, I only ever had you, so she had like too much milk, and sometimes that's a problem. Like, you don't know. I don't know. I would have been like, you need to take this baby because I need to sleep or I'm gonna die.
Well, and that's why, like, not to simp for the Victorian era and their treatment of women, but that's why wet nurses existed. That was just kind of a thing. Like, sometimes they, even if they can understand in 1899 that sometimes they just don't go down like that, like, I think we can get there now.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not excited for everybody else to start popping out babies though on this planet because I think that's a little weird. Also, can I just say, I was thinking.
Do you think, placing bets on who you think the first one is actually going to be.
Tasha, Cherry, Magnolia, Darcy, Jaya.
Yep, agreed.
I genuinely have a fear that we're going to have to deal with an infertility storyline in one of these, and I'm really not interested in that.
Okay, but everybody should be pregnant by now. Is the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't make any sense.
For them.
There's no way. There's no way.
Gonna come in, and the OBGYN is going to be like, me, the surgeon, and the nurse are going to have to figure out how y'all can get pregnant with alien sperm.
Oh, hate it.
Maybe that's why we're not getting any babies yet, is because they can't
genetically
have a half alien, half human baby.
Yeah, or else I think we have a lot more.
10 seem pretty sure.
Well, I also don't think he's very bright.
True.
I don't know.
Don't tell me anything. That man doesn't got a lot of thoughts going on. He's a great survival instinct.
Oh my god! Speaking of not very bright, can I tell you? I called one of my my coworkers a himbo the other day. He's a very, very sweet guy. I really like him, but he's a himbo, and that's okay. And so I was like, listen, the reason we get along is because there's a long fated history of lesbians and himbos being best friends, and that's just how it goes. And then he referred to himself as a very nice twink. I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to think about that forever.
That's so funny.
Oh. I don't know, man. Two weird books on the docket. I don't know if this is the one. I was really looking forward to it.
Me too.
Thankfully, next month is Pride Month, so hopefully we're going to get to read some gays and get away from this straight fucking nonsense.
Yeah, we decided
we're reading
Corpse and Herculine.
Yeah, Herculine and Smitten by the Alien Saloon Rancher. That title is weird.
Somebody throw that shit in the group chat, please.
Okay.
Please put it in all caps so I can be annoyed.
Almost like I don't have a fucking spreadsheet or whatever.
Listen, I know you have a spreadsheet, but there's fucking 8,000 books on the spreadsheet, and to be honest, I haven't looked at it in a second, so I don't know if you have the next book that we're reading.
Okay, Sam put it in the private chat on the stream. So that's in there for you.
It was the ones that were
Exquisite Corpse is so good.
I know that we talked about that initially.
Yeah.
And then talked about Herculine, which I need to find a copy of.
I think Herculine's going to be good. And it's going to be gay. So that might save us. And there's no pregnancy in it, I don't think. I hope.
I need a break.
I fear
yeah.
If you want to read on the Fated website that I'm using for everything at this point, it is on there, Herculine.
Yep.
So...
I checked. Nice.
Also, the opening quote is my kinky roleplay. I am an honest person. I am not ashamed of myself. So we're in. We're absolutely locked the fuck in on this one.
Two things I can't do with, again, another pregnancy book and another white man who sucks and is problematic. It's too much.
Listen, I don't know how. I
Dude.
need like a doesthedogdie.com style fucking website for like, is there a baby in this fuck ass book? We gotta stop.
Dude, and is there a guy who's just awful and like treats women like garbage? Because I don't always need any of that, frankly.
I like
So-
books about motherhood, but we have been on such a goddamn stretch lately.
There's
Even
also
I'm
just-
getting tired of it, so I can't imagine how Sam feels.
I
You know
feel like
what?
there's
I
so
will do
many coming
anything
out,
for you
too.
guys, but it doesn't mean that I'm cool about it.
No, it's too much. I hate the Ursa Dax one and the other one hit at the same time.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been rough. Glad there were no kids in Layla. That's one thing that we can say for
Oh.
Layla. You know what? Nary a kid in sight.
Does
So, hell
Colleen
yeah.
ever put kids in her books?
Yeah, they laughed at their son's big balls, Diva.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, I haven't read that.
Her
awful.
latest
It's
one,
awful.
Reminders of Him, that also has a kid.
Yes.
Mm.
Whose name is DM and it's short for Carpe Diem. Can we please talk? Can
I
we
hate it.
please?
I hate it.
The
Polly
name
Hoover deserves to go to jail for every name that she's given a character.
awful. Okay, also the names in the CG Drews one. Elodie January, girl, Bren. I have to go. Like, I just can't. They're so bad, dude. I can't.
I forgot to tell you.
What? Oh my
She's
god.
pregnant.
Who's pregnant?
Elodie.
Yeah.
Bitch, we know.
We got there.
The new baby's also going to be named Jude. That was the last thing I forgot.
Sam! Oh my god.
It's fine. I'm gonna remember another crazy detail in like 6 hours. I'm gonna text you guys like, what?
Dude.
She's pregnant. Bitch, we know.
We read that part, girl.
Uh-huh. We remember. Yeah, no, so 3 Judes. 2 of them hers. One being her
Why
mother.
on God's green earth? Girl, please get a therapist. I cannot handle it.
There's a musical called John and Jen that's actually a fucking slapper, where the first act of the musical is about this girl Jen and her little brother John like growing up through child, and the whole play is just 2 actors who are playing like John and Jen like as they age, and so it's them from like when John is born until John dies when he's 19, and then the second act starts and it's the same actor but he's playing her son and his name is also John, and I think that's killer. And that's the only time I'm ever going to accept that trope. Stop naming your fucking kids after your dead relatives. It's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Stop it.
I cannot believe she named both of her kids Jude. Like, literally, what are we? What?
Also,
Doesn't make any sense.
isn't Jude gonna like talk about that presumably? Listen, I know he's not like the most verbal, but like he was verbal.
Right?
Like, draw a
witnessed a
single
murder.
picture.
This lady opens the door to find this blood-covered child, and she's like, "What the hell happened to you?" And he's like, "Oh, well, my mom cut your brother up with a chainsaw, so
For real.
it's your brother."
Yeah.
Well, and what does she think's gonna happen? The sister's gonna see he's covered in blood. She's gonna go to the brother's house. She's gonna find the body. And she's got obviously.
It's fine.
it was
Her name is Rose now.
Yeah. She's in a different city.
Doesn't
state.
matter.
Sometimes people act like running away works the same as it did in 1962, and it's like, girl, we can't. It don't work like that anymore.
I do think it might only work that way just because she's not American. And so I think she
That
already
means
did-
she has
That's
a
our work.
visa.
Yeah.
probably.
She
Just have a
she
social
mentioned like
security card.
she mentioned like the visa thing is complicated. Girl, you're gonna get deported. That's what's gonna happen. Like, I don't. I'm being so for real. Like, I genuinely don't get it. She's either going to prison or she's getting deported or both. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. Also, she's got an Australian accent. I'm sorry. Who else do you think it's gonna be? Probably the Australian girl who murdered her husband. Like, hello? I don't.
Sorry, the bug in my
Did you get
fucking
it?
house. No, I didn't. Oh, it's making me mad. It's just like buzzing around my head right now. Okay,
Ugh.
anyway, I'm sorry. I'm locked
It's
in.
so what? This whole thing makes no sense.
No. CG Drews, we really wanted it for you.
We did, and I am so deeply confused.
And frankly, I'm going to go back to my constant refrain of if you want books about autistic people, just read Andrew Joseph White and call it a good old fucking day.
Yep.
I mean, even like Don't Let the Forest In and Hazelthorn, I think, are better.
Yes.
And hopefully Scorpion Deep is also good.
Well,
And
I
it's just
finished
maybe-
Don't Let the Forest In, so
True.
just saying that's better.
Yeah.
I think C.G. Drew really thrives in like the botanical body horror of just like lush prose,
Mhm.
and I don't think this was that.
Mm-mm.
Thing is, I think it could have been more of that. Like, you could have like a creepy garden at the house and have it be like, bring it in more if that's what you need to do. But I don't know what this was.
It's always interesting to me when an author says that they have like a real interest in something specific, and then I don't find it good. Like them saying in their author's note, like, I always love writing about houses. I was like, do you? Because I low-key couldn't tell. The
Couldn't
house is
tell at all.
barely in this.
The house is barely in this. Don't Let the
And
Forest
also,
In
is it haunted?
Yeah, the Don't Let the Forest In
Yeah.
is literally a school.
Yeah.
So Hazelthorn is the only one. And that one, I will say, gives house. But that's the
Cool.
only one. And I haven't read like their initial, like their debut or the first
Mhm.
the books
Yeah.
before Don't Let the Forest In. So I don't know about those.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the house is barely in this. Like, I don't even think I understand the layout of the house other than, okay, the nursery where Jude is that got renovated, their room,
I pictured the house from Lock
the
and Key.
kitchen.
When
Where it's
he
like a really big
renovated
kitchen
the nursery,
downstairs.
does that still
and-
have lead paint?
Yes. Badly.
So what do you?
Cool, my guy.
This isn't how renovating houses works, CG Drews.
No.
I don't mean to get on my
Do your
HGTV
research.
grind, but the Property Brothers wouldn't stand by this.
Well, that's just simply the truth.
Everyone, that's the standard.
Yeah. Yep.
One of them's married to Zoe Deschanel.
Good for them.
That's your Property Brothers
Isn't it-
fact of the day. And there's a third one.
I was gonna say, isn't the third one married to her, or
No,
one of the
no,
two?
one of the main Property
One of the
Brothers is
twins.
married to her. The third one's like emo.
yes?
Fierce.
Yeah.
Oh, what a guy. Yeah, my mom's really in. She always applies so that they can renovate her house.
Really?
Yeah, she's
I
not
will
one,
I
but
will
she'd
be
love to.
seated. You let me know when your mom's house is
Absolutely.
about to get renovated by the Property Brothers.
Don't
For
worry,
sure.
I will let you know.
Dude, I'd never even considered how one might apply for something like that. But that's
Oh,
fair.
they like run ads all the time. We're like, do you want to renovate your house? Apply
Really?
online at this website.
What's the criteria? How do they choose who they're going to renovate? Do they pick
I think
crazy
you need,
people
like, an
for the
interesting
TV?
Yes.
story.
Yep.
Ah,
Yeah, you have to have
Kind
like
of
a top
already-
story.
Yeah, kind of already
Hmm.
be like somewhat wealthy. or
Yeah.
live in, like, a pretty
Extreme
nice neighborhood.
makeover home edition type
Yeah.
beat.
Damn, I gotta be dysfunctional to get my house renovated too?
You gotta be
Gee
dysfunctional to
whiz.
get anywhere on TV, brother. Did I ever tell you guys that I don't even know I don't even know, Leah, if I told you I got it.
Proud of you.
I don't even know if I ever told you this, Alea, but my first girlfriend while we were dating,
applied for The Bachelor, didn't she?
yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Ah.
Like texted me one day. It was like, "How mad would you be if I went on The Bachelor?" And I was like, "Honestly, that's funny as hell. Go on The Bachelor." So we were fully dating, and she applied to The Bachelor, and she didn't get the call back because they said she was too short.
Oh,
What?
that's crazy.
Too
Yeah.
short.
I would
I'm
say-
sorry.
I would
Was
say
the
that-
camera
listen,
gonna be up
I don't-
here? Like,
I don't mean to put
Dang.
words in like NBC or CBS or whatever fucking channel that's on. I don't mean to put words in their mouth. But I will point out that my girlfriend at the time, and not to give away too much of her information, wasn't white,
yeah.
and I fear that may have had more to do with it. But you can't really say, oh no, ma'am, we don't
We have
let
a
black
quota
girls
where
on
we
this
can only have
show.
about 2 to 3
Yeah.
people of color, and sorry,
Yeah.
make the cut.
Yeah, sorry, you're not light skinned enough for this television program.
No.
So it's much easier to
That's
say you're
crazy.
5'2", bye-bye. I don't think she's 5'2".
But I will say, a lot of people sign up for dating reality shows when they fully have partners back home.
Oh yeah. I will say, props to her for asking.
Yeah,
she
truly.
didn't just apply and then tell me. I didn't care. Whatever.
A lot of it is
I'm was like, that'd be kind of crazy if you got married, though. You probably should tell the guy. If you
Yeah.
win the Bachelor, we might have a problem.
Yeah.
But whatever. She also got asked if she wanted to be on an episode of Judge Judy because her after we broke up, her next boyfriend like wouldn't pay her half of the security deposit for their apartment. And Judge Judy was like, "You want to be on the show?" And I was pushing hard. I was like, "Nima, you have to go on Judge Judy." And she was like, "Absolutely not."
I
Next day.
wish I was public about my shit.
I was gonna say, girl, you need Judge
Like,
Judy so
yeah,
bad.
absolutely.
I want to come on and be like, yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Dude,
Have
I would
a
pop my
viewing
popcorn
party.
for that.
We're doing a live stream on the channel if you go on Judge Judy, and it's just me and Alea watching your episode of Judge Judy.
100%. I would watch the shit out of that. You need Judge Judy, girl. You need her bad.
Yeah.
I would love to see her
I love that.
roast.
Oh, you should reach out. Oh, you should reach out to Judge Judy so bad.
You should.
Happy Pride Month. We applied to Judge Judy for you.
That would be so funny.
I
Damn.
will say the nicest thing Austin said to me in our breakup was, I hope, or it was something like offhand being like, I hope you find like a nice man in the future or woman. And I was like, thanks for acknowledging 7 years into a relationship that I'm not straight. Ooh.
Get a load of this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
Oh
worse.
my god.
The 3 Judes or that comment. Oh.
Hey, when
Really
a
a toss-up.
low-key homophobic guy says, I'll accept you and not hate you and condemn you to hell if you date a woman. That's, the best you're going to get sometimes.
I think we all need to take a breath. Actually end a sentence. I think we all need a breather. That's
crazy work.
Hey, happy Pride Month coming up soon. I'm done with men. Alright, listen, men don't exist for the next month. I'm sorry. Love you. See you again in July, but for right now, no. We're over this.
My mom asked me last weekend when I saw her, she's like, so are you like interested in dating right now? And I was like, absolutely not. She's like, so like you don't want to get with this electrician? And I was like, no.
There's another one.
This electrician.
There's another. This electrician is so funny.
No, ma'am. I don't think we're interested in
a father-son company that she hired, and they came to my house to like help with something at one point, and she had them out, and she's like, hey, can you Venmo him for me? I'll give you the money. And I was like, yeah, sure, because she doesn't do Venmo. And then she's like, are you sure you're not interested in dating right now?
Is she trying to hook you up with random men?
Electricians do make money.
That's true.
They could probably pay their share of the rent.
Yeah. Thank the Lord in heaven for that.
But yeah.
That's crazy work.
Moms are great. It's been 6 months. Let me live.
Seriously, though. Yeah, I think you're good.
You haven't even had a month for every year you were together. Let's give it a second.
Yeah. No, you're right. And you should say
take a breath.
Gee whiz. If you could get that many if you get that many months of peace and also a few months where no coworkers give you sexual novels, that would be good too.
Okay, confession time, and I don't know if I told you this already, but I did tell my coworkers about the situation because one day I was at work when you were texting about it, and I was making faces at my phone, and they were all like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, brother, I have some tea for you."
Let me know.
We were on the work computer looking up this book, and all of us were like, "What would you do if one of us gave this book to the other person?" That's insane.
I would have called HR.
I am HR. I was.
Sometimes I don't realize how wild things in my life are until I tell it to other people, and they're like,
she tells it to me, and then I'm like,
yeah.
And then Sam's like, oh, is that weird? I thought that was just a silly, funny moment that happened to me. And I'm like, no.
No, it was so goofy.
I'm like, that wasn't silly goofy. I'm scared for you, friend.
No.
Anyways, we should probably hop off this live so we can talk about our weirder stuff without the general public having to sit through that.
Yeah, I also couldn't tell you where that book is, so
good, burn it.
Smitten by the Alien Saloon Owner and Herculine next month?
Yep, for next month.
Gorgeous.
Sounds good.
Hey,
Alright.
next month, hopefully no babies or horrible men.
If we
One
could
can
just
only
get through
hope.
1 month
If
without
we
either of
just
those two
please.
unfortunates appearing in my novels, that'd be excellent.
What's his name?
Please. Jeez. Okay.
I have faith in him.
Bye,
Whatever his name is.
everybody. Bye.
I have